this is the last round. Okay.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
And hello again, everyone. It is basketball night in Jackson, and it is, again, a rivalry game that is going to be one I think all of you are going to enjoy, as the USJ Bruins will be taking on the Trinity Christian Academy Lions in a rematch of a dandy that we had on a Friday night over at USJ. I'm Steve Beverly, and with me is my sidekick and my partner in crime here, Alexander Bitterling. And Alexander, they had a split all the way across the board, but we looked at it as the Lady Bruins won 46-40 in the matchup that they had, and then in a game that the atmosphere was just electrifying across the board, Trinity took the measure of the Bruins 48-43 in their contest, and it was one of those double headers where it could have gone either way for both teams.
Absolutely, Steve. Two games that went down to the wire. They were really close games through and through, but the girls got the best of the Lions, and then, unfortunately, the Lions got the best of the boy Bruins.
Well, in the women's game, we call them women, but because Alexander and I both do college basketball as well as high school, but I know that for most of these it's the girls' game. But in that game, Halen Ayers was all over the place with 22 points, and Ava Barham with 14. She was really getting position under the goal and in the post and did a tremendous job. And so they had 36 of the 46 points that USJ delivered in that one. Over on the other side, it was Carden Vales with 16 and Olivia Lee, who is headed for Union University, with 13. And so this was one of those that USJ got out to a halftime lead of 23-18, and while the game never was a runaway, they pretty much controlled the second half.
Absolutely, Steve. And for the Lions, they're going to be looking to get Olivia Lee more active, particularly on the offensive side of things. Limited to just 13 points, but Halen Ayers has got to be the go-to woman for the Bruins tonight. 22 in the last matchup.
Well, and she had a couple of threes in that first half that really propelled USJ to a 23-18 halftime lead. And it was a game in which the Lady Bruins shot 47% from the floor. And when you're doing that, particularly at this stage in girls basketball in high school, coaches are very, very happy about that, and I know that Coach Joel Ayers and Ashley Ayers were very, very happy with their performance.
And she had a great performance the other night against Fayette Academy, too. To run down those scores real quickly, the Bruins won 62-44 in the women's game, and a doubleheader win for the Bruins on Tuesday night. The boys won 52-29, had a huge breakout fourth quarter. Haylin Ayers put up 22 in the girls' game. 18. Ava Barham put up 22 and 16 from Carly Hayes. So looking for that trio right there to get it home for the Bruins tonight.
Well, of course, over the weekend it was a single game, and so the Lady Bruins have been off for a week. It was a single game with the guys against Sacred Heart, and it was one of those, as we saw in the first game between those two, where the all-court press in the second half just really wore out the Bruins, who did give a very, very representative opportunity before they ended up losing it 75-67. But tonight they're looking to get back on the winning ways, and this should be very interesting. This women's game, once again, you'll be looking at Lily Teague and Mia Powell, Haylin Ayers, Ava Barham, and Stella Spencer, and that has been a strong five combination. And over for the Lions, this is a team that you really, it depends on whether they can dictate tempo into a game. But you got some of their standouts. Lily Barnes is one of the top ones here. Pardon me. No, I'm looking at my wrong sheet. This is what happens when I start flipping through our past games, Alexander. Actually, Amelia Gehring, and of course her dad was a great high school basketball star. Camden Maxfield, she's a senior. And then you got Carden Vales, who is a 5'6" senior. And they are going to be three of those, along with Olivia Lee, another senior on this ball club, and Becca Latimer. There's just a ton of them across the board that potentially are going to contribute to this one tonight.
It's going to be a great matchup, Steve. Just like we saw last time these two teams played, I look to see two really close basketball games, but we, as well as most of the folks at home, hoping that the Bruins come out on top.
Well, and you also look at the boys game that'll be coming up approximately 10 minutes after our girls game is over with. And, of course, it's that combination of Wallace Driver, Brady Smith, Wincrook, Mills Terry, Davis Sane, Raleigh Seals, all of them. Owen Stonecipher and his brother Abe, they've got to have everything together, and the cylinders have to be really working in tandem. But they believe they have the ability to take another victory tonight. And, of course, what could we say about Brady Smith's performance this past Friday night in a losing cause against that very tough Sacred Heart of Jesus team? 31 points, 19 in the first half, 12 in the second, and he literally carried the team on his back, and they had to have him. And so you got to know he's going to be a go-to player.
Absolutely. And Tuesday night he put up 18 points as well. So back-to-back really strong games from Brady Smith, and we expect him to really carry the Bruins tonight as they take on, of course, Caleb Williams, who was just tearing it up last time the Bruins took on the Lions.
Yeah, his dad is the coach and longtime friend of mine because he was my student many more years ago than probably Dexter Williams wants to admit, and also was one of the outstanding guards at Union University, and he has been tremendous in school administration as well as in coaching, and he left an administrative capacity to take over as athletic director here at Trinity Christian Academy and head boys basketball coach. And, of course, when Dexter gets behind the wheel, and here's a guy who is technically he has coached some semi-pro ball, and so he's a guy that you have had a basketball education when you play for Dexter Williams, as you do when you play for Jeff Jones. And Jeff told us so many things about how he felt about this ball club last week when he said that not only has it been a fun team to coach, but it's fun to watch them as they gather with each other off the court, that they go to eat places together and they go to each other's houses and they just have really a great time meshing with each other. And he says that's as important as what comes out on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, and that's really how teams come together, Steve. It's not necessarily on the court or in practice, but it's the ways that they're forming that bond together outside of the games.
Well, we are looking at a little bit less than 4 minutes before they are going to call together the starting lineups for these teams and have the Star Spangled Banner. So here we go. We're going to take a break, and we will come back as the starting lineups are introduced on the floor this evening. So here we go. Let's take that break, and then we'll be ready for USJ Bruin basketball against Trinity Christian Academy. Stay with us.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow-motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
And back we are at Trinity Christian Academy. Steve Beverly, Alexander Bitterling, as we're getting ready for this exciting doubleheader between the USJ Lady Bruins and Bruins against the always tough Trinity Christian Academy Lions and Lady Lions. And I'm going to adjust my seat position here, and we are going to get started with this one. Mia Powell coming out, and then, of course, Halen Ayers. You're talking about a young lady in the 8th grade that may be one of the finest high school basketball players I have ever seen, and especially at her age. Ava Barham, who they will be doing a lot with in the post. And then, of course, Carly Hayes and Stella Spencer coming out, and here we go. Now the home folks being introduced from Trinity Christian Academy. Amelia Gehring, the 5'9" senior. Cameron Maxfield, who's also a senior. This is a senior-laden ball club for Trinity. At the guard, a 5'6" senior, Carden Vales. So much experience on this team. Anna Sanders, she's a junior guard. And Olivia Lee, the senior who is headed next year to Union University. And they're looking forward to having her. And Alexander, this is one that, again, dictating tempo is going to mean everything.
Absolutely, Steve, and it's going to come down to what it came down last time. Can the Bruins get it done in the paint, and can they stop Olivia Lee? They were able to get it done last time. If they can do that here tonight, they're going to pull off this win.
Well, here to call all the play-by-play action for you during this girls' game is my compadre, Alexander Bitterling.
Well, Steve, we are just moments away from tip-off, and you can just feel the energy building in here. It's getting to be packed out, and we haven't even started the girls' game yet.
Nah, and you got to believe that before this evening is over with, they are going to be lined up against the walls. It is going to be, as we've said before, they're going to be packed in here like sardines in a can. It's about like Barney Fife when he arrested everybody in the city of Mayberry.
So the jump's going to be Ava Barham taking on Olivia Lee, and Barham wins the majority of these jump-offs. She'll win that one as well, and here comes Halen Ayers right at it. Over to the corner for Carly Hayes. She puts up a three. Ring it up.
Right off the bat, and they left Carly Hayes wide open.
Carly Hayes had a great game from outside the arc Tuesday night. 4 threes, Steve. And here come the Lions the other way. Amelia Gehring right into it and misses the layup.
Well, Halen getting on the boards is something they will depend on all night long.
And it's 3 from Spencer just off the rim. Ava Barham fighting for the board and saves it. Another 3 from Carly Hayes. 2 back-to-back.
Well, that's what you have to do is get it started and make them play catch me if you can.
Here come the Lions right into the paint, and drawing the foul is Carden Vales.
So she'll go to the line for 2.
Bruins jump out early to a 6-0 lead off 2 big threes.
Well, and that's something that, again, that emotional lift early in a game or in a half makes every bit of difference.
Here comes the first one from Vales. That one rims out.
Both these teams, particularly, the coaches will tell you, in the first quarter, they are really looking to feel the tempo and the rhythm and just exactly how the opponents are playing it.
That one's up and in. Proper adjustments from Vales. And, Steve, it looks like the Bruins are playing a little bit of rush offense. They've been going right at it.
Well, and that's what really I think is going to be their strong suit in this game is playing fast tempo.
Mia Powell will draw the foul there. That's going to be called on Amelia Gehring.
Well, this is the kind of game in which you want to try to get in the bonus as quickly as you can.
Carly Hayes, another 3. Oh, my goodness. 3 back-to-back-to-back.
Can you believe it? 3 out of 4 already for the Bruins.
That one's off the front of the rim and rebounded by the Bruins. Here comes Mia Powell trying to rush it, but she'll slow it down a little bit. Another 3. She'll take a 4th one, and oh my goodness,
they're
4 for 4.
They're leaving her wide open over there, and there's no way you're going to stop her when she gets that kind of feel on the ball. We got timeout.
Timeout for the Lions, 12-1, all off the back or the shooting of Carly Hayes. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
We are a team composed of highly skilled physical therapists with new school treatment approaches and old school customer service principles. We are a community presence because we know our foundation rests in relationship building and involvement. We are leaders in this industry and we're putting in time daily to develop that aspect of thinking. We're more than a business. We're a team composed of individuals governed by a set of core values. We're more than a physical therapy clinic. We're a movement in the profession. We are your premier physical therapy team in West Tennessee. We are a team.
Right there, and Cardin Vales will draw the foul. So Mia Powell's first foul. You can already see a little bit of that press from the Bruins that we see every game. Bruins doing a good job of guarding right now as that one's off the mark. It's a scramble for the ball, but the Lions pick it up and will take a 3. That's good for Vales. She's got all 4 for the Lions. And a little bit of press as well here from the Lions. You'll see 2 back there. But the Bruins, of course, know how to beat it because they play it themselves.
Well, Anna Sanders is getting rather aggressive over there on defense.
Foul's going to be called blocking foul. I believe it's going to be
Cameron Maxfield.
It will be. So Maxfield's first. The Bruins doing a good job already of forcing the Lions to foul. 2 team fouls here in the first 2 minutes and 18 seconds. A 3 from Mia Powell, and that one's good.
I think they spent all week that they were off practicing threes.
And, of course, Steve, I said right before the game they've got to score in the paint, but when you're shooting like this, you don't even need to step foot in the paint.
Every shot has been a 3, and they've made 5 of the 6.
The Lions struggling just to move the ball right now. Look at this defense from the Bruins. They find an opening and off the rim. It's going to be out and off the hand of the Lions, so it'll be the Bruins' ball.
Well, Trinity, this has been rough going. 1 out of 6 from the floor, and you've got a team over here shooting 5 out of 6, and all 5 of them have been threes.
Now, Steve, if you're the Lions, you know that as Ava Barham, the easy layup underneath, you know that the Bruins aren't going to keep shooting this well, so what do you need to do?
you have got to go over and you got to risk maybe double teaming over on the other side, trying to give problems for Carly Hayes because they have just had screens and it's been wide open on the right side. Let's take a timeout. We'll be right back. 17-4 Bruins.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way, peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way. Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Back here, the Bruins lead it early by 13. As you can see the press here, the Lions trying to beat it, but it's going to tire them out all night long. That's going to be a foul, and the shot's not going to fall.
Let's see who they call that one on. All right, that one is going to be charged to Carly Hayes.
So Carly Hayes is going to send Amelia Gehring to the line. Gehring's first look at the charity stripe, and the Lions right now 1 for 2. That one off the mark.
And the other challenge here tonight, Alexander, is you've got to be able to hit them from the free throw line when you've got a team that has gotten out to such a juggernaut of a start.
They'll get the second one, so 50% right now from the line. Mia Powell running the point right now for the Bruins, which has been an interesting change we haven't seen as much of this year. Ellen Driver in the ball game now, gives it off to Ava Barham, who's going to work from the corner. Bruins swing that ball like we've seen so often as Haylin Ayers takes a deep three off the rim.
Going to be a scrum.
Going to call a jump ball. So possession will go to the Lions.
Well, you can't complain too much about that because that is 6 out of 8 from the floor for the Bruins, 75%. My heavens.
They lead it early on by 12. We're not even halfway through the first quarter. They're making it difficult for the Lions.
And there you go. That's what that press will do to you.
Haylin Ayers going to take it herself. We'll see what the whistle's on. So the whistle's going to be called on.
That's going to be on Cameron Maxfield. That's her second.
That's going to bring Haylin Ayers to the line. Stella Spencer was hanging out at the stripe, and I was confused for a moment, but Haylin Ayers will take the shots. That one off the front of the rim. Once again, Coach Mark Campbell and some of the other coaching staff from the Bulldogs sitting right there on the front row of this game, Steve.
Yeah, Kate Nethery is checking in to replace Maxfield.
And the second one's good from Haylin Ayers. Her first point of the ball game, but she hasn't really been needed on the offensive side of things yet. The Lions lose control of it. Amelia Powell's going to pick it up. Haylin Ayers outside the arc and step in, give it right back out. Mia Powell into Ava Barham, who has to fight for it, but the jump ball is going to go the Bruins' way.
Yeah, that was a dangerous bounce pass. The bounce pass has to be very crisp, but you can't do it when you got two players on top of you because they were clogging up that lane.
Bruins will find Mia Powell for the ball. The Bruins doing a pretty good job of being patient so far on offense, but found a lot of wide open shots. Still trying to find that opening. Of course, not battling any shot clock. It's high school basketball, so they've got all the time in the world. Ava Barham wanted it inside, but wasn't able to break free and go get that pass.
Yeah, she ducked down a bit as that pass was being thrown and just couldn't recover enough to be able to capture it. First turnover of the game for the Lady Bruins.
Still a 13-point game, about 3 to play here in the first quarter, and it's felt like a long one. Bruins jumped out to a huge lead as Olivia Lee's working against Ava Barham. Driving in and just too short on that one from Vales. So the Bruins able to pick it up and go the other way. Halen Ayers drive up the baseline with the left hand up and in.
Well, Halen, when she gets going, then you are in deep, deep trouble.
She got a step on the defense, and that has never ended good.
Bruins are 7 out of 9 from the floor.
A 3 for Lee. That one's good.
They needed that one badly.
So Lee on the board for the first time tonight as the Bruins still up 12. Over and back's going to be called on the Bruins.
Well, that's the second turnover, and with a 20-8 lead at this stage of the game, you can say maybe that you can afford that on occasion, but you don't want to start slipping and begin to lose your control, because then that can lead to a 4 to 8 point flurry.
You never want to get too comfortable with the lead because it's still early on in this game. The Lions trying to make something happen. Double team, no look there. A little jumper, too short. They're on the ground, and Stella Spencer comes up with it. We've seen that before.
Boy, Stella goes after every loose ball, even if she is going to get bumps and bruises all night long.
They'll slow it down a little bit here. Coach Ayers, of course, yelling from the sideline.
Boy, Ava Barham is really being battled underneath.
She'll take a 3 to switch things up a little bit, almost makes it. And Trinity's going to step out of bounds there. Gehring steps out of bounds.
And you can hear how some of the home folks feel about that one. They have offered their first editorial comment of the evening.
And with a packed house like this, you got to believe every call is going to have that reaction from one side or the other. Sophie King with the ball now for the Bruins. She sees her first action. That one's going to be tipped away by Kate Nether, and the Bruins will remain in possession of it. Spencer trying to find somebody open. She's able to get Lily Teague. Sophie King gets a step, drives in, but rejected. It'll remain in the hands of the Bruins, but a good stop there from the Lions.
Well, you said a few moments ago, what do they have to do? They got to start playing that kind of defense and then get control of the ball after they block the shots.
Stella Spencer into Ava Barham, and a good cut from Barham to get wide open.
That was huge.
Barham's going to be that mismatch in the paint as Olivia Lee takes a deep 2. Foul's going to be called on Ellen Driver. So Driver's first, the fourth team foul for the Bruins. Olivia Lee breaks open. She'll take a 3. That one's good.
Perfect over her. She had a height advantage over her defender and nailed it.
A beautiful 3 there from Olivia Lee. She's got 2 threes now, 6 points in the ball game as the Bruins still up 11. Ellen Driver inside and will be fouled.
And that one is probably going to be on, I cannot tell the number from up here.
It's going to be called on Tori Robinson. First 3 from Driver, rims up, out, and back in. Gave us a run for our money there on that one, but it's good from Ellen Driver.
Wheel of Fortune spun perfectly for Ellen.
Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter, and the Bruins have that big lead, of course, and Driver perfect on that one.
You realize they're going at a pace of 96 points for this game. 24 in the first quarter.
That's a travel, yep.
Yep, that was about 3 steps, and then look around and find that the official is twirling his arms.
Riley Hidrago called right there for the travel. Killing the drive for the Lions. In about 40 seconds, we'll see if the Bruins choose to play it for the one opportunity. They're up 13. If they find an opening, they'll take it, but They're content to wait for that last shot. That's going to be offensive foul.
Offensive on Ava Barham. They say she pushed off a bit just before she controlled the pass.
So Ava Barham's first. Olivia Lee able to draw that offensive foul. So about 30 seconds for the Lions to work here. And probably not what the hometown crowd here at Trinity expected after a real close game. Bruins have jumped out early on this one.
Well, those 4 early threes by Carly Hayes were just huge.
Olivia Lee working out to the 3 mark. There's a shot. Ring it up. That's good for Vales. She's got 2 threes. Bruins less than 6 to play. Right in for Lily Teague. Yes! And 26-14 your score here at the end of the first. The Bruins are up big right now, Steve.
They are, and it has been precision shooting all night long and excellent defense. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the Lady Bruins on top, 26-14.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's at the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Back we are at Trinity Christian Academy with a 26-14 lead for the Lady Bruins. And really, this was just a shot in the arm at the beginning when you had Carly Hayes being left wide open 4 consecutive times and drilling 4 straight three-pointers, 12-1 the lead, and it's been a case of catch me if you can ever since.
And so far, the Lions have not been able to catch up at all. They're still down 12 as the Bruins head into the second quarter, feeling themselves right now. The Lions will have the ball to start the quarter. They're going to be looking to slowly chip away at this one. You're not going to battle back in just 1 quarter of action likely, but chip away slowly over time.
Well, emotionally, getting that first basket of the second quarter when you are down by this many, this is huge.
Gehring gives it off to Lee. Lee's been double-teamed most of the night by the Bruins. They know what the real threat is for the Lions.
Boy, she and Halen Ayers are having a huge battle down underneath.
Vales works against Lily Teague. I believe a foul was called. Is that going to be on Teague?
It looks it.
It will be. I feel like that foul could have gone either way. You could have called it on Teague or on Vales, but they called that one on Teague. And
that's the 16th foul, and so the Lady Lions will be in the bonus on the next one.
There's a 3 from Vales. That one's good.
Well, she has been dynamite from the corner.
She's got 3 threes, 10 points already, and of course you mentioned the Lions in that bonus. If they get another foul, that could be difficult for the Bruins. They've got to play smart here in the next 7 minutes of this quarter. Sophie King driving in.
And she took that little shoulder bump.
So she'll draw the foul. That's going to be the 5th team foul for the Lions. I believe that was called on Anna Sanders. It's been cut down to a 9-point lead as Halen Ayers gives it out to 3. Bruins still going to move it. Carly Hayes back in as that one swatted away.
Yep.
Her first miss of the night. Ava Barham falling to the floor there. That one's not going to fall.
Just hung up on the lip.
Ava Barham going the other way. It's her against Lee. Hesitates. They're going to call a travel on that one. She didn't plant her pivot foot in time. She was still moving both feet, so she'll be called for the travel.
That's what they used to call shuffling your feet.
So here come the Lions back the other way. They're down 9. 3 possessions, looking to cut that down. Cardin Vales way up at the logo. Mia Powell over by her. There's a shot way off the mark. Lions get it back, and the foul's going to be called there on Ellen Driver. She just fell over. Nothing you can do about that one.
Yeah, second foul on Ellen, and that's going to put them in the bonus.
So the Lions now in the bonus. The Bruins are going to have to play really smart here for the next 6.5 minutes. So a chance now from the charity stripe. That one's up and in. So the first of the 1-and-1. Bruins able to get another chance as Anna Sanders puts it up and in. That one's good as well. So it's now a 7-point game as much as 13 just moments ago. Lions have settled in a little bit after the huge start from the Bruins. Ellen Driver too strong. Olivia Lee working against Haylin Ayers. Two of the best players here in girls basketball in West Tennessee. That one's up way too short. Mia Powell tries to give it off to Ellen Driver and throws it out of bounds. She almost had a hold of it, but.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you go to the deck like that, it's hard to dish it off. 5 turnovers now for the Lady Bruins.
Olivia Lee gets open on the three-point line. Gehring gives it off. Travel's going to be called.
Took the step before she went in for the drive, and there's just sometimes you get too anxious to move in and get that dribble penetration, and you step before you dribble, and that's what happened.
Tori Robinson called for the travel. Mia Powell's going to be unguarded till she crosses the halfway mark. Ava Barnes now got the ball at the top of the key. Hands it off. Bruins moving the ball, but good defense right now from the Lions. They'll give it back out to Mia Powell. The Bruins trying to find something. Right now, nobody open. Mia Powell now in the corner.
They're playing more of a man-to-man right now.
Ava Barham gets it, fakes the shot, dribbles for the underneath, and it's in.
Left-handed by Ava Barham.
Ava Barham for 6, and she really had to fight for that one there. The Bruins back up by 9. That's going to be a foul on Carly Hayes. Amelia Gehring got the step on her and trying to catch up. She did a little bit of grabbing.
That's 2 on Carly. They've also got 2 on Ellen Driver, but Ellen's going to check back in. This is where Trinity can make some real progress, is at the line if they are true, but unfortunately missing. Those front ends of 1-and-1s are just deadly.
Going to be called for a travel on Anna Sanders, and fans definitely mad about that one for the Lions.
Oh, you wouldn't think so.
So the Bruins.
They wouldn't do such a thing, Alexander.
Oh, never. They graciously accept every call. That one rolling almost out of bounds, and here comes Olivia Lee. Chased down by Ellen Driver, and the foul, but she did stop the shot from falling in, so Lee's going to have to earn them at the line.
And that was a huge drive, and now Ellen Driver with 3 fouls.
So foul trouble for the Bruins has erased a little bit of this lead. First free throw for Olivia Lee in the ball game. That one's off. Bruins already with 9 team fouls here with 4.5 left to go in the second quarter. They're approaching that double bonus for the Lions.
Yeah, when you get in the double bonus, there's far less of a risk factor and a lot less pressure on the shooter to have to deliver that first one.
Off the mark, rebounded by Lily Teague. So the Bruins coming the other way, still only down 9. Olivia Lee missing both of the free throws, and Haylin Ayers a little pull-up jumper. Haylin Ayers working with 5 points. Of course, she had 22 in the matchup between these two teams earlier this year. Lions taking their time. Stella Spencer rushing over there to guard Vales, and Vales a good move, but misses the layup. Olivia Lee able to corral that one back in for the Lions. Gives it back over to Vales. Inside, and Ava Barham able to get in that passing lane, but knocks the ball out of bounds.
Good defensive move on the part of Barham. That pass was extremely risky because you had two ladies in blue shirts that were right there in the area. You got to whip that ball in there very quickly and thread the needle.
Running out of time for the Lions. They get it in just in time. Gehrings with the ball outside. She driving in. Ava Barham is going to be called for the foul. Coach Ayers didn't like that call.
Well, that was one of those that I think she sensed Ava was getting right on top of her, and so she just put up a prayer in hope that she was going to be drawing the two-shot foul, and that is indeed what she has.
So double bonus now for the Lions. Driver with 3 fouls, Barham with 2, and Hayes with 2 as well. A little bit of foul trouble for the Bruins. First one's in. Gehrings' first point of the ball game.
So Ava's going to check out, and we're going to see Demi Salih come in.
And good again from Gehrings. She's 2 for 3 from the line now tonight. Lily Teague will command the offense. A whistle far away from the ball. Maybe the clock wasn't running. They're going to the score table, discussing something. There was definitely no contact, no foul.
No.
There was a whistle far away from the ball. So they talk it over with the score table. They're going to have them re-inbound it, but I'm not sure. I guess maybe the score was off because it's now 30-21 on the scoreboard. So they had to fix the score.
Which that is the correct score, yeah.
Lily Teague just launched that one over to Stella Spencer. Sophie King puts it on the ground, drives in.
And
offensive foul.
Offensive foul. And the Lady Bruins have been adding up the turnovers now. That is 7 for both teams. They went through most of the first quarter and only made 1 turnover.
3 minutes and 20 seconds. A little bit of battling back from the Lions. They've got the Bruins in foul trouble. Gehring up off the mark, rebounded by Lee. She dishes it back out. Lee wide open from the 3. That's up good. You don't want to leave a player of that caliber wide open. She's got 3 threes now for 9 points. Haylin Ayers will take a deeply contested 2. Salih unable to corral the rebound. So here come the Lions down just 6. In the corner. Stolen away.
Yeah, she had too much traffic to try to get that one away.
A whistle, a foul was called.
And I couldn't tell who that was that he announced on the foul.
It was on the Lions.
We know that.
But I couldn't see either. He had his back to us. So a 6-point lead right now for the Bruins. And they turn it right over. Coughing it up is Teague. So the Lions, another opportunity to cut it down to possibly even 1 possession. Stripped away by Stella Spencer, and she fights for it.
Timeout called by Joel Ayers instinctively. And so we'll take a break here. 2:08 remaining. 30-24, the Lady Bruins clinging to a 6-point lead.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's Warranty Forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
30-24 your score here on BallGame Blitz Sports Network. 2 minutes about to play here in the second quarter. Steve, what's really happened since the Bruins jumped out to that big lead and the Lions have been battling back?
They have, for one thing, solved the problem leaving the right-hand side of the floor wide open that led to 4 Carly Hayes three-pointers. The other thing, they've gotten more aggressive on defense, taking some gambles and risks that they might commit a foul, but that has forced more turnovers.
Haylin Ayers here at the top of the key. Bruins want to go on a little bit of a run here to end the second quarter. Had a big lead at the end of the first, 26-14. Just now joining us, only 4 points in this quarter for the Bruins. Sophie King, a deep three. King's first points of the ball game. That's a big one for the Bruins. Back up 9.
That's what we say when we talk about catch me if you can. You get up 12-1, and you force the other team to have to challenge all the way through.
It's going to be over the back foul, I believe, on Lee. It will be. So Lee called for the over the back, trying to battle for that rebound. It's just her first foul of the ball game.
Yep. And checking out is going to be, look like Lee's checking out, and we got Kate Nethery coming back in. No, Lee is still in there. I'm trying to check who went out.
The Bruins in the bonus now, so Sophie King will go to the line for the 1-and-1. She can make it a 10-point ball game or maybe more. That one's good.
And this young lady is just a freshman. So you figure by the time she gets to be a senior, she's going to be crashing out of everybody just like we see out of Stella Spencer.
That one just rolls out. Lee almost tipped it out of bounds, but she was able to save it. Here come the Lions with a little more than a minute to play. I'll slow it down. Olivia Lee will take it up by the logo. Here's Vales, going to hold it for a moment. Directing some traffic. Gehring tries to give it inside. What a beautiful pass to Olivia Lee.
She had the trajectory on that pass beautifully measured.
11 points now for Olivia Lee, holding the Lions in this ball game. It's an 8-point lead right now for the Bruins. 45 to play here in the first half. Sophie King gives it in to Demi Sally. And Haylin Ayers will take a breather at the logo. Less than 30 on the clock. Bruins trying to find that opportunity for a good look at a shot. They're content to be patient and take it right before the end of the first half.
Don't be surprised if Haylin takes it herself.
Haylin Ayers trying to get a step in there. Triple team puts it up just off the back of the rim. 5 to play. Here come the Lions trying to rush it. They've got to put up a shot. 1 second. Blocked by Singh. Sophie King a block, and all the fans put their hands up, wanting a foul call, but none will be called. We'll go to the locker room. 34-26 is an 8-point lead right now for the Bruins.
Well, we're going to take approximately a 6-minute break, and then when we come back, we'll have all the details and tell you who the top scorers and what the percentages are. So stay with us, everybody.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state, but we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Football looks fun. I bet I would have been great at it. The first football playing deer, they would have made a movie about me and everything. Probably get Kurt Russell to play me. But alas, me and my dreams run right over again.
For fast, reliable collision repair, trust the experts at Mitchell's Body Shop. And get back out there.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
At Nest Realty Jackson, connections and relationships are at the heart of everything we do. We wake up every day with the goal of helping our agents build trust, relationships, and community. Let's connect.
Well, back we are at Trinity Christian Academy as the Lady Bruins of USJ still on top 34-26. Trinity sliced it a little bit in the second quarter after falling down 26-14 in the first 8 minutes of play. Let's take a look at the scoring, and then we'll give you the halftime stats here. Well, let's do the halftime stats first. And USJ 12 out of 20 from the floor for 60%. Trinity is 6 out of 20 for 30%. That's your big difference right there. Is just they've been so much better with shot selection for the Bruins, and that hot start they got with Carly Hayes off the top. 3-point field goals. Look at this one, 67%. 8 out of 12 for the Bruins. And for Trinity, not shabby either at 63%. They were 5 out of 8. In free throws, USJ 67%, Trinity 55%. Free throws have not been a huge factor yet. Rebounding is almost even, 9-8, with the Lady Bruins having the edge. Each team has committed 8 turnovers, and it's been almost a wash there because USJ's picked up 6 points off of the Trinity mistakes, and Trinity 5 points off turnovers at their end. So those are your BallGame Blitz Sports Network halftime statistics. Now, let me give you scoring totals here at halftime. Carly Hayes with those 4 first-quarter three-pointers is the game leader with 12. And you got 6 for Ava Barham. Halen Ayers has been held down to 5, but she hasn't had to score in a prolific fashion because of how hot Hayes has been. And so they're your big 3 leaders. And then on the other end for Trinity, it's a double dip of double figures with Olivia Lee leading the way with 11 points. She's had 3 3-pointers, and Carden Vales with 10. She's also had 3 3-pointers, and that's the way it all stacks up here as we get ready for the second half of play with USJ still, I'm reticent to say comfortably ahead, 34-26, because you did see a little bit more aggressiveness defensively on the part of the Lions in that second quarter.
Absolutely, Steve. All it'll take for the Lions to get back in this one in a snap would be for a couple of quick turnovers and some Olivia Lee threes. Not out of the question, so the Bruins have got to be smart with the basketball, continue to be patient on offense, but breathe a little bit with the lead, but don't take too many breaths.
I think something very similar may have been said in the locker room by Joel Ayers, because you hit every key point that I think they probably were admonished about during their break, and we're about set to get this one started again. Terrific crowd here tonight at TCA, as it was when these two teams met over at USJ. So, Alexander, take us into this second half.
Well, Steve, we're moments away from this third quarter of action, and as always, the third quarter is going to be a determinant of what this game will look like at the end of the match. Bruins up by 8 right now, but if they get in foul trouble again, they start turning the ball over, it could be completely different. Mia Powell starting out for the Bruins. Into the corner for Carly Hayes. She's quickly double-teamed, you can see, because she made 4 in the first quarter. Mia Powell turns it over and will commit the foul, trying to save it on that one. So a quick turnover and a foul for the Bruins.
That's the second on Mia. And that's what we talked about. They're getting more aggressive defensively, and that has made a big difference in this game on the part of the Lady Lions.
Here comes Carden Vales, and she's going to be met right away by Stella Spencer. Here's Lee against Ayers. Not going anywhere, gives it off to a 3. That one's going to be way short. Tipped in by Lee and saved. Layups off the mark. Second one's no good, and Stella Spencer able to finally get it for the Bruins after the third opportunity for the Lions. So here comes Mia Powell. They coughed it up on the first possession of this quarter. They're going to be looking to make it count here. Way over to Haylin Ayers. She's going to take a step in, take a shot. She doesn't miss those.
No, when she gets at that position, she is rarely one who's going to miss. 7
now for Ayers, a little bit more aggressive on the press here, and Haylin Ayers is going to be whistled for the foul. We saw the Bruins back off a little bit from the press early on in this game, particularly when they had a big lead, but it looks like they're going to double down on it here in this third quarter, go back to the way they typically play.
Well, it's like Mark Campbell, who is here tonight, will tell his Lady Bulldogs at Union, trust the press.
When I interviewed Coach Ayers on Saturday night, he said that there was a moment in the game where they stopped playing like them. A 3 from Lee, ring it up. She's on fire right now. 14 points for Olivia Lee. But he said make sure they're playing like themselves, and when they get away from it, that's when the ball games start to shift the wrong direction.
And again, another unforced error on the part of the Lady Bruins. They've just somehow gotten away from their game that had them so strong in the first quarter when they got out to that 12-1 lead.
Mia Powell will check out. Sophie King's going to come in the ball game for her. Lions trying to capitalize on this turnover. Short again. Thales has had trouble with the layups tonight. She's been making them short. Way over to King. She jumps up to save it.
Boy, they got Stella wide open in the corner.
That was just way over her head. She tried her best to save it, put her body on the line, but it's going to be the Lions' ball, and Coach Ayers is going to want a timeout to talk it over. 36-29. We'll take a quick break.
Home furnishings, appliances, bedding, and so much more. Kaufman's. At the Bypass and Oil Well Road in Jackson. Home furnishings for every room in your home. Custom upholstery options too, with professional advice. Major appliances from America's top name brands. Mattresses and bedding accessories. Outdoor living and grilling too. And our fully stocked warehouse helps prevent supply chain delays. Kaufman's, for your life.
Well, back we are, and it is, shall we say, as they say, chipping off the bark and doing it one chip at a time, and that is what Trinity is attempting to do here. They're still down 7, but the Lady Bruins have already made 3 turnovers here in the third quarter.
The Lions still trying to capitalize on it. Luckily for the Bruins, they've only been able to score 3 points here in this quarter despite those 3 early turnovers. Camden thought about the 3 there. Olivia Lee in the corner. You can see Ayers is guarding her, and other than threes like that, which that one's off the mark, Ayers has been doing a pretty good job of shutting down Lee, at least when it comes to getting into the paint and taking those short little jumpers.
Well, as we said, they were shooting 63% in three-pointers in the first half. USJ 67%. That's been the strong suit for both of these teams. Now in the third quarter, they've cooled off a bit.
Haylin Ayers gives it right back to Spencer. She'll take a 3, a little uncharacteristic, just right off the mark. Rebounded by Ava Barham, so it's another opportunity for the Bruins.
Ava's 3rd rebound of the game.
And there's a 3, yes, another one from Carly Hayes. She's got 5 threes in this ball game, 15 points, and she's the lead scorer. So it's back to a 10-point lead right now for the Bruins. Been a pretty quiet 3 minutes and a half in this third quarter. Just 5 points for the Bruins and just 3 for the Lions.
Has to be a frustration for Trinity. They had a previous possession. They could have cut it down to 4 or 5, but look at that.
Vale's 3. She gets her own separation and throws that one up. She's got 4 threes now. So some great shooting from multiple players on both teams into Ava Barham. Going to be called for a travel. She did all she could just to grab the ball and ended up traveling on that one.
Yeah, they didn't do any favors for Ava because she was so far down underneath, and she had 4 hands in her face.
Seen a lot of Bruins overthrowing on the passes. That one's going to be rolling out of bounds.
Now, you talk about unforced errors. That's the kind that makes the coach's hair curl if he's got enough of that to happen.
So the Bruins able to get it right back off a little bit of a present, a little Christmas morning from the Lions for the Bruins.
Christmas morning? You're talking about 11 months away, bud.
I'm talking about gifts. They were gifted the ball. That one's going to be tipped away. Still the Bruins' ball, but you can see that defensive intensity from the Lions. Halfway through the third quarter. Haylin Ayers in. She falls to the ground, draws the foul. We'll see who it's called on.
It looks like, well, I don't want to second guess the officials until he makes the
way Carden Vales reacted. Yep, it's on her.
Yeah,
you
Carden.
could tell it on her face, the way she kind of threw her hands up, but that's just her first. A little bit cleaner third quarter, tipped out of bounds by Amelia Gehring.
Once again, they're giving them fits, trying to get these inbound plays.
Haylin Ayers over to Sophie King. Sophie King's played a key role in this ball game. Not a ton of points scored, but she's been active on both sides of the floor.
She's picked up 1 3 during the course of the contest.
And there's a 3 from Ayers. A little bit of an air ball.
That is a rarity that you'll see from Haylin Ayers. So once again, Trinity has an opportunity to close this potentially to a 4-point game, but they've had 3 possessions where they could have done that, and it hasn't happened.
4 points would be the smallest lead for the Bruins since the start of the ball game. That one almost off the mark. Camden Maxfield able to pick it back up, though, for the Lions. Sophie King's going to be whistled for the foul there.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive trying to get the steal.
So Sophie King's got 2 now. 4 Bruins with 2 fouls. Ellen Driver with 3. So we'll see when Ellen checks back in the ball game. And right now, she'll head over to the score. Right in there, just throws it up over the head of Barham. It's going to be a foul on Tori Robinson and goes the other way.
That is 2 on Tori.
So Ellen Driver's going to check in for Stellan Spencer, and Lily Teague's going to check in for Sophie King. So no press from the Lions. They're going to let the Bruins get it over the halfway mark. Rapid ball movement from the Bruins.
Yep. You could tell it was a little bit of a hop, skip, and jump, and she took 1 step too many, and Ava knew it.
Ava Barham dragging that right foot, calling for the travel again. She's working against Lee. She's working against a Division II player who's headed to Union soon, so it's a difficult matchup for her, but that's her 2nd or 3rd time traveling here tonight.
And yet, Trinity, this is the 5th opportunity, and they throw it away. It was the 5th opportunity to try to close this down. Well, they recovered.
They get it right back. Right into Olivia Lee, and that one's up and in. So Lee now with 16 points, and we're headed the other way. Fouls, offensive foul going to be called on Haylin Ayers.
That's her 2nd.
So it's a 5-point ball game. Like you said, an opportunity for the Bruins to close it down to 3, possibly even 2.
14 turnovers by the Lady Bruins to only 9 for Trinity.
It was an 8-point difference at halftime. Now it's a 5-point deficit. Here's a good give to the basket. Too strong again.
That's an over-the-back foul.
It's going to be whistled against the Lions. It's going to be Anna Sanders' 2nd foul of the ball game. So the Lions still not able to cross that 4-point mark of the deficit. Down 5 right now. Every time they've got an opportunity to close it closer, they haven't been able to.
Yeah, trying to get it to within a 1-possession game is what they're really trying to do at this point.
Wide open from Haylin Ayers. She got that easy step on the defense, and she puts that up.
Halen has just a smooth move with the trajectory of the ball.
Here comes Lee. Driver's got to turn around. Off the front of the rim. Carly Hayes picks it up, and the Bruins come the other way. A rare miss from Lee down in the paint like that. Off the break. So the Bruins back up 7. They've got possession again with 2 to go in the third. Inside to Ava Barham. Double team, fouled, but I don't think the shot will not count.
I think that's going to be on, let's see, who is that? Riley Hidrago.
Interesting, they're going to call the foul on the floor. Not even a shooting foul, so here it is to Carly Hayes. Halen Ayers wants the ball in her hands. She dishes it out. 3 for Lily Teague. That one looked good.
Yes!
And it gets it. I knew it was good. Something told me that was a good shot, and then it hit the rim, and I almost second-guessed it. 10 points right now for the Bruins. A pass ahead. Tori Robinson misses the layup. Lee for 3, wide open. She makes it. So 4 threes now for Olivia Lee. 5 threes. She's got 19 points, pushing 20, keeping the Lions in this ball game. They're down 7 with a minute to go here in the third. Lily Teague works against Tori Robinson into Ava Barham, who's fouled.
That's on Lee.
Second foul for Olivia Lee. A little bit of a discussion about where we're headed with the ball. We're going to go up the baseline. Ellen Driver's going to inbound the ball. She's playing with 3 fouls right now. Camden Maxfield's going to check back in. That's going to bring out Riley Hidrago. Into Ava Barham, up and in.
Perfect delivery by Stella Spencer.
So 8 points now for Ava Barham. Coming the other way is the Lions, and up and in for Amelia Gehring. She's got 4 points now. It's a 7-point game, less than a minute here in the third. Lily Teague gets it across the halfway mark. Ava Barham, a step to the basket. Yes.
Ava effectively using the glass.
Ava in double digits as the Bruins double team. Tori Robinson gets it ahead to Camden Maxfield. 25 to go here in the third.
They had 3 on 2, but they couldn't capitalize on it.
Olivia Lee thought about the 3. She'll take that one short. Rebounded by the Lions. They throw it up, and a good contested shot by Amelia Gehring. She's got 2 back-to-back here in this third quarter. Less than 5. Halen Ayers is going to have to take the 3. She gets separation. Ring it up as the time will expire. She throws her hands up in the 3 formation. 50-41. A good buzzer beater there from Halen Ayers as the Bruins have a 9-point lead. We'll take a quick break and be back with that final quarter of action in just a few moments.
Buying a home is a major milestone, and at the Bank of Jackson, we want to help you achieve it. Our mortgage specialists can assist you with conventional, VA, FHA, or construction loans, as well as USDA and THDA development loans. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, back we are, and Alexander, if you looked at that, there were 5 opportunities that Trinity had to close this lead down into 4 or 5 points, and they couldn't deliver on any of them. And now they're facing a 10-point deficit again, and that is what you call emotional fatigue that happens because you've tried to climb that ladder. You within just a smidge of getting to a single-digit lead, and then all of a sudden you're back out facing a double-digit lead to start this fourth quarter.
The Bruins have been doing a good job of forcing mistakes from the Lions when they get within that 6-point deficit range. And they're back up to a 10-point lead with just 8 to play. Teague making sure not to foul. Carden Vales is going to try to drive in. Turns around, almost lost control of it. Lions will reset a little bit. Olivia Lee outside the arc. Good ball movement right now from the Lions, but better defense from the Bruins. You can see the continuing to shift around. Haylin Ayers forces a loose ball from Lee, but the Lions able to get it right back. Ellen Driver is going to be called for her 4th foul. Just 14 fouls, or 5, excuse me, for the Bruins here in the second half. They had trouble with fouls in the first half, Steve. 11 fouls for the team in the first half.
And this is once again where it's critical for Trinity to do it while the clock is stopped.
Camden Maxfield will take one off to the left.
When you're making the comeback, you have got to hit them from the line.
Second one's good. So Bruins working with that 9-point lead. They're going to be content to shave time off the clock as Lily Teague gives it over to Haylin Ayers. She drives in, takes a jumper, contested but up.
I don't know that there's any such thing as a true contested shot by Haylin Ayers.
15 points right now for Haylin Ayers. Bruins back up by 11, their largest lead since early on in this ball game when they were up 14 at one point and a turnover. Lily Teague's coming the other way. It's a foot race, but she'll slow it down to conserve some time. Over to Carly Hayes, into Ava Barham. No good, gets her own miss. No good on that one. Haylin Ayers tried to come out of nowhere. Tips that one out of bounds. 6.5 to play for the Lions, still trying to mount a comeback, but every time they get within arm's reach, Bruins battle back.
Yeah, you get within arm's reach, and then suddenly it becomes double arm reach at that point.
It's been double arm reach for a majority of this ball game. The Bruins have led it all the way, jumped out to a 12-1 lead in the first quarter. A whistle, offensive foul. That's going to kill any sort of comeback. Carden Vales, the second foul for her, and now it's the Bruins' ball. The Bruins are loving this. Stella Spencer in the corner, trying to power through, gives it off to Lily Teague. Carly Hayes, who's been a hot shooter, 5 threes in the ball game. Tried to give it into Barham, who's double teamed, just misses the layup. Olivia Lee's going to get it. Foul's going to be called. It could have been on any of the Bruins.
Well, that's Olivia's 6th rebound of the game, and she's left everything on the floor tonight.
Carly Hayes whistled for the foul on that one, so it's going to be the Lions' ball.
Carly has 3. This has been a very physical game, particularly down low, and they are going to call that one. Well, let's see if they're going to. No, I don't think they're going to give her the bonus on that.
I don't think they're in the bonus yet. It says 16 fouls on the scoreboard, 7 for the Lions. Yeah, looks like we're correcting it here. Nope. Well,
yeah, they're back.
We
in.
are okay.
I think she thought she was supposed to shoot the free throws, but
well, if I was down 11, I would think so too,
yeah.
And I would try to convince everyone that that was the case.
But that's why you aren't that great of a negotiator.
There's a lot of reasons I'm not out on the court, Steve, as Lily Teague gets the ball headed down, right up and in. Lily Teague with 7 points in the ball game. She's been a great ball handler for the Bruins. They're up 13 with a little more than 5 to play. Gehring takes a little jumper off the mark. Ava Barham with the board. Bruins fans seem like they're breathing a little bit easier over there, up 13 with 5 to play. You don't want to get too comfortable, but they can start to feel it. Tipped off the hands of Lily Teague and out. She wasn't able to catch the pass. That's one of the things that makes it not safe to have a lead, turnovers like that.
Yeah, 16 turnovers now, 11 for Trinity. A little equipment adjustment now for Amelia Gehring.
Next time I have to tie my shoe, I'm going to say, excuse me, I have to take an equipment adjustment.
That's everybody's got new terms for everything today.
Bruins with the ball. Carden Vales up by the big T in the middle of the court. Olivia Lee. Lions are only in this ball game because of the effort from her. She's down in the paint. There's a wide open look at a three. That one's going to be way off to the left. And, of course, Stella Spencer's there to get the loose ball. They're going to slow it up a little bit. Into Ava Barham, who catches it jumping short. Haylin Ayers misses that one as well. Going to be tipped away by the Lions. So 4.5 to play, and Bruins get multiple opportunities, unable to make the layup. It's going to be a foul called on, is that going to be Ava Barham? It will be. She kind of fell over. She'll be called for her third foul, so the Lions now have the ball, and no one was coming to get it. They have to give it to Carden Vales, who's all the way in the middle. Inside to Olivia Lee. She spins, hangs, and a great layup there.
That curl bank shot is just one of her strong suits, and here's a turnover.
And the Bruins just adding on to those turnovers. They're up by double digits right now, but turnovers are not the way to seal this ball game. 55-44, a little more than 4 to play. Stranger things have happened. Carden Vales driving in on Lily Teague. She'll draw the foul but won't make the shot.
That was one of those that she sensed without question that Lily Teague, that this was going to be one where they were going to be clobbering in on her, and Carden Vales draws the foul and goes to the line.
So a chance for the Lions to catch up a little bit with the time stopped. That's what they want. That one's up and in.
Well, they can get it back to a 3-possession game with this free throw.
Of course, the Lions now in the bonus, so any mistakes that the Bruins make are going to mean shots for the Lions. That one's up and in. So 2 for 2, clutch from the line for Carden Vales. She's 3 for 4 from the stripe tonight. So it's below just a single-digit lead right now for the Bruins. 9 points. Haylin Ayers, as time is winding down, and that's exactly what the Bruins want. Carly Hayes off to Lily Teague. Bruins content to continue to move that ball. You don't want to make a mistake. Into Haylin Ayers. She tried to give it off to Ava Barham, who just wasn't expecting it.
Now, it's just one of those that if your eyes are not focused and that's not really the design part of the play, you're going to cough it up, and that's 18 turnovers now for the Bruins.
Haylin Ayers turned around and saw Olivia Lee, the future Bulldog, staring her down and decided to give up the ball, and I think I would too. Carden Vales drives into the paint. A little easy shot for her. She's got 4 points here in this quarter.
17 in the game for Carden.
3 minutes to go. Just a 7-point lead right now for the Bruins. Bruins need a bucket. Into Ava Barham, who turns it over out of bounds.
And that is 3 straight possessions with turnovers, and Joel Ayers says, let's talk it over. Timeout.
Bruins want to talk it over. Less than 3 to play. We'll be right back.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
We're back 55-48. What looked like a comfortable lead for the Bruins has been cut down to just a 7-point lead. They've got 3 to play, but it's the Lions' ball, Steve.
The key thing is the Lions have to get a good one here. They have to capitalize off of that. Otherwise, the emotional lift is going to be so much more on the side of the Bruins because of the fact you just don't have that much time and that many possessions left.
Absolutely. It's high school basketball. This is not the NBA where 3 minutes is probably an eternity in a basketball game. You could mark off a minute and a half, 2 minutes on one possession here in high school basketball. So the Bruins looking to get a stop here, run some timeout. They've got to hold on to the ball when they have it. They've been turning it over at a rapid pace. Carden Vales gives it off. You can hear the defense chants from USJ. They're on the road, but they show up like they're at home. Gehring with the ball. Gives it back out. They don't have a lot of time. Right now the Lions are playing like they have the lead.
Yeah, they've used 30 seconds on this possession already.
Bruins perfectly content to let that happen. Olivia Lee won't take the shot. Wasn't enough separation. Passes it right behind her to the wrong team. Stella Spencer gets it, and here come the Bruins. Got a 7-point lead. You don't want to turn over the ball here.
Yeah, 42 seconds on that possession and ended up with a turnover.
Hold it for a little bit here. Force the Lions to foul. You're in the bonus. Stella Spencer out to Carly Hayes. 2 minutes left in this one. You can see Coach Ayers directing his team. Keep it moving. Don't stand around. Continue to move. Get the ball moving around as well.
Now they've used 30 seconds on their possession.
If the Lions were going to go to the foul fest, they've got to start it soon because the Bruins are happy to do this little game of keep it away all the rest of this ball game. 137 out to Stella Spencer. Spencer in a little bit of trouble. Finds Carly Hayes. Ava Barham wanted it in the paint for a risky pass.
Unless they can get a steal, in my mind, this is going to be a Bruin game.
This will be, and Haylin Ayers gives it out to Stella Spencer. 1:20 to play.
It's almost like playing the old Dean Smith four corners, and the foul is finally charged this time to Tori Robinson.
Tori Robinson with her third foul. Haylin Ayers will go to the line for the 1-and-1. This is a crucial one here. You make this one, you make it an 8-point ball game.
But they took 1 minute and 3 seconds off the clock before they were fouled.
And if Trinity was going to go to this foul thing, you've got to do it earlier, as the Bruins now have an opportunity to add on with just 1:15 on the clock. But we're probably going to see about 10 more minutes of this ball game because every basketball player thinks you've got a foul and calling off the shot.
And apparently they're saying a lane violation, so forget that one.
So that one will not count. That's a break for the Lions, but still it is a heavy uphill battle, and they try John Morant's specialty he's been doing in NBA. Roll the ball.
He's a rather controversial character right now.
He is. That's not called for an offensive or blocking foul.
Did you see those dominoes falling down there?
I did, and surprised no whistle was heard. Olivia Lee falls over Carly Hayes.
Now the question is, are they going to charge it to Olivia? No, I think they're going to charge it to Carly.
They're going to call that to Carly Hayes, or call that on Carly Hayes, who was just laying down after she was knocked over. But 57 left in this ball game, 57 seconds that is, as Olivia Lee will go to the line.
That was almost like an implosion of players.
At that point, it's interesting to call that fourth foul on Carly Hayes when you didn't call anything before that. That one's up for Olivia Lee. So Lions looking to make it a little bit more reasonable. This could make it down to a 5-point game with less than a minute to play. Now the Bruins have got to hold on to the ball here. The Lions will take a timeout, try to draw up some desperation plays to get this ball back in their hands. We'll take a quick break with the last minute on the clock.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
55-50. This one's coming down to the wire, but the Bruins have the ball, so if they can remain in possession and run that time off the clock, Steve, they might be home free.
If you are Trinity and you're going to go to a foul, you've got to do it within 8 to 10 seconds. You really do. You can't wait and let 20 to 22 seconds go off the clock, get it down to 35 seconds, and then hope that that's going to give you, because you still have to have 2 possessions, and one of them will have to be a 3.
Absolutely. So what they're doing here is All you can do is hope that there's a turnover right away on the inbound. If not, you better throw that hand up there and commit a foul. Whistle. That's not what you want to do if you're the Lions. Commit a foul before the ball's even inbounded. But maybe that's what their plan was.
Maybe that's the strategy.
Don't let any time run off the clock as they foul. Haywin Ayers, not the one I would go to foul, but Camden Maxfield able to get that one before any time ran off the clock. So Haywin Ayers.
And notice Joel Ayers is bringing everybody back. Halen's going to be by herself on the free throw line.
At this point, you want to prevent any easy and fast buckets as Haywin Ayers puts the first one up.
It's what you would call in basketball a prevent defense.
So this could make it a 3-possession game. It's a big one from Haywin Ayers with less than a minute to play. That one off the rim. So 2 possession, but the Lions would have to have 2 threes and stop anything from the Bruins. Olivia Lee gives it off to Gehring. There's a 3 from Vales. That one's good, a big 3. So timeout for the Lions after they hit the big bucket. They're down 4 with 42.8 left on the clock. We'll keep it right here, Steve.
That is as close as Trinity has been since the game was 6-1 early going, when you had those 4 consecutive three-pointers by Carly Hayes to open the game and get USJ off to a 12-1 lead. The key thing here, once again, is if you're going to foul. Now, it's not quite as urgent at this point, but if you're going to foul, you've still got to do it, I would say, within about 8 seconds. You don't want to get this clock down to 30 seconds because you want to have yourself enough time in usually about 12 to 14 seconds up the floor to get a shot. If you are Trinity, if you're USJ, you are in, this is the driver's seat because all you got to do is protect the basketball and wait on the foul.
You've got to believe the ball is going into the hands of Haywin Ayers because if Trinity goes to the foul, that's who you want on the line. If not, that's who you want to handle the ball and protect it for the Bruins. 42.8, the 2 teams headed back on the floor.
Halen with 15 points in the game. Carly Hayes with 15. Ava Barham with 10. So they've got 3 players in double figures.
So Bruins important inbound here. Stella Spencer gets open. Fakes out the Lions. You wonder if they were trying to foul. They were.
They were. There's no question.
She shaves off a little bit of time there with that juke move. It looked like we were playing football, but she will go to the line.
And these are crucial for Stella. This is her first trip to the line tonight.
Now, Stella Spencer not always frequenting the scoring column of your scorebook, but, man, she makes a huge impact with the intangibles. That one's up, a beautiful shot from Spencer.
Big one for Stella.
That makes it 2 possessions. It's a 4-point ball game. This one could make it even larger lead. You can hear the fans getting loud, but she is unfazed.
They got to get a shot really within about 10 seconds.
Gehring gives it to Lee. That's who you want if you're the Lions. She circles around.
And I think they've called a foul on Haywin Ayers. That would be her 3rd.
So Haywin Ayers trying to guard Lee very carefully. She commits the foul, which is not necessarily a bad move. You prevent a 3-point play here. You're going to get the ball back after these free throws.
Not a bad foul at all.
But Lee's not going to miss it. Lee, a little bit quieter night from the line. She's 2 for 5 from the charity stripe.
22 points in the game.
And the Lions never acted like they were way down. As she makes that second one, they were down by 14 at one point. But as you can see, they're right here at the end.
They're going to put Stella back on the line once again. And that foul is on Maxfield.
Stella Spencer was absolutely clutch her last trip to the line. She's got to make one of the 2 here. They're in the double bonus. If she makes one of the 2, it's a 2-possession game.
I think Stella is one of these that in a situation like this, she's so confident she wants the ball. And as a senior, you would expect that kind of poise.
She is one of the seniors on this team, and she knows what she's doing out there. That one off the mark.
But if she gets this one, though, it's still a 2-possession game.
So it's important that you make this one here. If you miss it, a 3 could tie it up. So you got to make this one. It's good. Perfect on that one from Stella Spencer. So here come the Lions. They're going to have to rush it again. Less than 25 to play.
You got to get one off at least by 15 seconds on the clock. Nope.
Lee throws it up. Lions get it, but an offensive foul away from the ball. It's going to be the Bruins ball. A big break for the Bruins. They don't have to fight anymore on this one. Carden Vales called for the foul. We'll see who it was called on.
That was one of those bang-bang plays, but they happen almost at every crucial moment of a game like this, 16.6, and this one could be the thing that delivers it for USJ.
Carly Hayes on the line with the chance to make it a 5 or a 6-point game. She, of course, is a sharp shooter. That one's good. She's got 5 threes in the ball game. She's the reason the Bruins jumped out to that early lead, and she could bring it home for them right here.
This would force Trinity into having 2 3-pointers. And they're having a discussion with the officials right now.
Official under the basket whistles for them to go ahead and take the shot. Carly Hayes just off. All the Bruins are already back. Less than 15 here on the clock. Driving in, throws it up in desperation. The Lions get a little bit of a break there. They're going to say that the Bruins touched that one last. So 8.1, I mean, at this point, it's pretty much over.
You got to get one up within 2 to 3 seconds right here to have any hope of a steal and a chance to perhaps tie it.
Olivia Lee takes a 3 off balance, off the mark. Out of bounds, was saved by the Lions. Less than air comes the time, and that's off the mark, so the Bruins win it. 60-55. They jumped out to a 12-1 lead early on in this ball game, and they looked back a little bit. The Lions were catching up steadily, point after point, got within just 3 here in the fourth quarter, but the Bruins bring it home 60-55.
Well, in the long run, it was defense. It was offense that started the game where they had the 4 threes to get up 12-1. Down the stretch, it was defense that made the difference. Well, we're going to take a break, and we're going to tally up our totals here, and then we will be back to give you all of the final game stats as well as the player of the game right after these messages.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's Body Shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Downtown is thriving and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Thompson & Smith, the area's premier independent insurance brokerage, has been serving families and businesses in the region through its founding companies since 1927. With their many insurance company partners, Thompson & Smith provides insurance products for family, home and auto, contractors, retailers, restaurants, manufacturers, medical and dental clinics, as well as any other business or organization seeking quality coverage, risk management expertise and customer-focused service. Call them today to discuss your insurance needs.
serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night. This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
The most important benefit when you buy from Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way? Peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet's warranty forever comes with every qualifying new and pre-owned vehicle. Powertrain coverage for as long as you own your vehicle. Find out more at Jones Chevrolet in Three-Way.
At Arrington Funeral Directors, we accept all pre-arranged funerals. So you may have pre-arranged your funeral in this town with another funeral home or even in another state. But we accept all pre-arranged funerals because we're here to serve families.
We realize you have a busy lifestyle, and at the Bank of Jackson, we're here to help you fulfill all of your financial needs, personal and business loans, mortgages, online banking and bill pay, and so much more. Serving the Jackson area for 25 years. The Bank of Jackson, your down-home community bank. You belong here. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Count on Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Well, back we are with our post-game show as the two boys teams are on the court. Let's give you our closing stats brought to you by your BallGame Blitz Sports Network, powered by Worthy Road Studios. And here we go. Field goals was a blistering night for USJ, 65% from the floor. It was just unbelievable. They were very good with their shot selection, and Trinity, because they were having to do so much to try to rally in the game, theirs fell off to 37%. That was huge. And then three-point field goals. Both teams were over the 50% mark. USJ at 53%, Trinity at 58%. From the free throw line, Lady Bruins 60%, Trinity at 68%, but it was just not enough to get it there. Rebounding, the Lady Bruins with the edge 18-15. What almost was their Waterloo was when they committed 20 turnovers in the game to only 12 for Trinity, and 12 of those turnovers came in the second half. They had one period during the fourth quarter where they committed 3 consecutive turnovers on possessions. And look at this. Points off turnovers. Trinity picked up 19 points off of USJ's mistakes. Lady Bruins only 7 off Trinity's, and usually if you're in the point off turnovers category with that big of margin, you usually win the game. I think that is really a testimony to the defensive status of these Lady Bruins tonight, that down the stretch when they were really challenged, they managed to hold up. Let me give you the scoring very quickly. For Trinity, and the game leader was Olivia Lee with 23 points. She added 7 rebounds. She left everything on the floor tonight for the Bruins, for the Lady Lions. 20 points for Carden Vales. She was magnificent in so many different aspects of the game, but it just was not enough. On the other hand, for USJ, 3 players in double figures. Carly Hayes with 16, including 5 3-pointers, 4 of them that got the game off to the start, 12-1. 15 points for Halen Ayers, and she had a strong second half with 10. And Ava Barham, hers were spaced out, but she came up with 10 points and 4 rebounds in the game. And I certainly want to give a tip of the cap to Stella Spencer for those 3 crucial free throws that continue to put the pressure, as far as possessions were concerned, on Trinity. But our player of the game tonight, I think that unquestionably, because she started the game with those 4 3-pointers and was defensively strong all night long, and just in so many varieties of the game, we're going to give the Player of the Game award from Worthy Road Studios to Carly Hayes. And very well deserved, although it was a complete team effort across the board. And Alexander, now we are shifting gears to the boys' action, and this one should be most interesting.
We are. This was a close game when they played a couple weeks ago, but these two teams are ready to play. USJ did lose it heartbreakingly, 48-43, mostly off the back of Caleb Williams, 18 points and 12 from Braden Waller. But Brady Smith for the Bruins, who's been very hot as of late, 18 in the last game, 31 the game before. He put up 12 against the Lions, so the Bruins are definitely going to be looking for him to have a big offensive night.
Yep, and this is one of those games that you look at and you figure this is going to be a defensive battle. It certainly was at USJ. We didn't see explosiveness on the part of both teams. Caleb Williams led the game with 18 points for Trinity, and Braden Waller with 12. They had 30 of the 48 points that the Lions came up with at the other place. So this ought to be interesting to see who dictates tempo early on in this game. And I think one of the keys for this USJ team is trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Caleb Williams as much as possible. That's a tall order, but I think that is one of the things they have to do, is to keep him from getting those inside shots that he likes to take.
Well, the Bruins looking to piggyback off a big win the other night over Fayette Academy. They won that one 52-29. They really just took a big lead there in the third quarter and never looked back. 18 from Brady Smith and 14 from Davis Sane. Looking for a big game from him because he's got a good size advantage over the Lions.
Boy, you think about that. Brady Smith, 49 points in his last 2 games. And he has given everything he could possibly give to this Bruins team in leadership and also efficiency out on the floor.
I talked to Coach Jones during Saturday's game, and he's talking about Brady Smith. He said he's going to be a big leader next year, but in reality, he's already a leader both on the court and off the court here this year as a junior.
Here comes Brady Smith. Wallace Driver introduced first. And Mills Terry. You know, if he can get open, that he'll let one fly. And Owen Stonecipher, the senior, he'll be going at the post. Raleigh Seals, he'll also alternate between forward and post. Raleigh counted on for strong defensive presence. And here comes Trinity. Braden Waller, the 6'2 sophomore. And then Caleb Williams, 6'1. He outgrew his dad. Will Weiser, the 6'2 senior guard. This is a tall team that Trinity is facing. Then you got Trace Robinson, a junior. It's a very experienced Trinity team. And then Will Keltner, who is a 6-foot senior. And he rotates between guard and forward. Frankly, in today's basketball, with all the rotation, for everybody, it pretty much is a guard and forward at the same time.
Absolutely. The positions really have blurred over time, Steve, and especially in high school basketball now, we don't see a lot of people really sticking to a traditional position. They might be listed as one, but that doesn't mean that's the only thing they play.
No, because you're just constantly in motion with the way the offenses are run today. And there are some coaches who have been very successful running 5-guard offenses, as we would always think of it. Steve Beverly and Alexander Bitterling from Trinity Christian Academy bringing you this huge matchup between these two powers. And to jump it, Brady Smith against Will Weiser. And let the games begin, and it starts out with the guys in red.
Some clean jerseys from the Bruins tonight. I like that bright red out there, Steve.
And they work it to the inside. Stonecipher is all hemmed up. Now look at what I talk about rotation. They are just all over the floor. And that one was a little bit short.
Stonecipher clearly already has his hands full against Will Weiser, who has been just neck and neck with him.
And you got the first foul of the game.
First foul is going to be called on Wallace Driver.
And one thing also the Bruins want to do is to try to avoid foul trouble in this game. As we say, this game was played in the 40s a couple of weeks ago. And Williams, who has that beautiful drive for the floater.
He goes right at it for the floater, and you can just tell he knows what he's doing out there as just a sophomore, Steve. He's going to be ridiculous when he gets to his senior year.
Well, I talked to his dad about Caleb's play after, and we've got 10-second violation. So there's your first turnover for the Bruins. I talked to Dexter Williams about his son after the previous matchup of these two, and he said, yeah, he's good, but he's got a lot to learn. And that's Dexter Williams keeping son humble, I can tell you that. Going for the bomb.
Way off.
And a rebound to Wallace Driver. Wallace going to take his time with it. And the turnaround jumper is there.
That's the man you want to see with the ball, Brady Smith. As you said, he's got 49 in his last 2 games combined, and he is a big offensive power for the Bruins.
Jumper, little floater is short, and the rebound comes off to Mills Terry.
Mills Terry wide open for 3, ring it up.
And Mills is just lavishing it after he came up with that ball at the opposite end.
The Bruins with their first lead of the ball game now, 5-2.
And so far, the Bruins hitting 2 of their first 3 shots. 1 turnover, but it hasn't hurt them. Taking it all the way down, not getting the drop, but the foul is going to send Caleb Williams to the line. Alexander, did you catch that foul as to who it was on?
I did not catch it. Their PA's a little quiet here at Trinity.
Yeah,
that one's off the mark.
It's a little bit hard to get that one, and Caleb missing his first free throw. And Wallace Driver is going to check out of the game. And checking in is Hayes Carney. Missed them both then. Seals with the rebound.
Hayes got quite a bit of playing time on Saturday. We haven't seen him too much this year. I don't know if there was an injury related or not, but the fans were excited when he checked in that ball game. Brady Smith took a good step there, but rejected.
Well-timed block by Will Keltner. And a foul underneath. That'll send Waller to the free throw line for 2. So Braden Waller, the sophomore, at the line. And the Wheel of Fortune went bankrupt on him.
That one spun right out of that one.
And he drops it through. So Bruins on top. 5-3.
Raleigh Seals is a decent ball handler for a big man, but you don't want to leave him. And Owen Stonecipher misses the layup there.
And a foul on the backside.
He's going to commit the foul on that one.
And checking in. It's going to be, looks like it's going to have more fluent substitutions in this one for Jeff Jones. Davis Sane checking in very quickly. And Williams going to take his time. He runs the point, but he's a guy that you'll see him get underneath as much as any player on this team. And underneath, working one-on-one, and a nice delivery for Will Keltner.
Mills Terry just had his hands full there with Will Keltner. Will Keltner's got a lot of size behind him.
And they're going to a press. And went off of, and the argument is being made by Brady Smith is that it went off his defender, but the official is having none of it.
Well, we got a good view here from Steve, and I hate to say that the official's wrong, but I did see that go right off his foot.
Chance of defense coming from the Bruin faithful. And they are loaded up here on their side of the court. Now again, Trinity is being a little bit more stoic in how they are playing this possession. Not a lot of movement in it. Big bomb. 3 is way off the iron. That was unkind, and the rebound comes off to Davis Sane. They're going to try to go to the inside with it. The jumper, it does not fall, and the follow will draw the foul, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul.
Foul on Davis Sane on that one, so the ball's going to be headed the other way. Coach Jones wants to talk it over with the referee.
And we'll have timeout here. 3:55 to go in the first quarter. We're all knotted up at 5.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Well, Alexander, this has been one of those that, to start with, you just feel like both teams are trying to feel the other one's defense as they come up the floor. It is really reminiscent of the first game between these two.
Absolutely. The first game was a close one, and you saw a little bit of a sloppy play from both teams at the beginning of that game before the teams really settled in. Stumbling over my words a little bit, but these two teams still trying to settle in to their defense and their offense.
They were tied at 9 in the first quarter when they met over at USJ. And Robinson is calling the play. This one sure figures to be another low-scoring affair, and they're going to let the defenses try to decide this one.
Almost stolen away there by Brady Smith. Good, clean strip there, but it just goes out of bounds.
Brady is after every ball that's either loose or one that he thinks he can reach up and knock away. But again, just looking at Trinity, this is not a lot of motion in this offense right now.
Good motion from the Bruins defense on the other side of things, and that's kind of what's stopping the Lions right now. They're not moving very much. And the Bruins are adjusting to every little move from the Lions.
Well, they're going to go for the bomb, and about a 25-footer is not there and scrambling for it, and nice job of knocking it off the defender is Brady Smith.
Brady Smith made sure they saw that one go off his foot. That one for sure did.
That was an exclamation point, but smart move.
Brady Smith is so good at that move. Just his athleticism really shows on plays like that.
We are still tied at 5. They're going to have to hurry to get some of them across, and it's stolen.
Raleigh Seals gave that one right into the hands of the senior Trace Robinson. He was just too tied up, was in danger of traveling.
That half-court trap really gave USJ some problems on that possession.
Coach Jones told me that he loves a good full-court press, and he's not against doing it with his team. He just said he doesn't think it's the best play for their team's personnel, but he said you never know. At some point this season, we might see one from the Boyd Bruins.
Wise are charged with a turnover, and so Bruins trying to capitalize, and that was a rather interesting bounce pass. And that one stolen right away. Beautifully knocked away by Braden Waller.
That's where your teammates have got to communicate with you to let you know somebody's coming from behind like that.
And that one was tipped away beautifully. But the reverse layup coming back down the lane. And for Trace Robinson, that's his first basket.
Bruins finally able to get it over that half-court mark. They are having trouble right now from this press. That's going to be a foul on Leaky Thompson.
Leaky Tompkins. And that is the first foul of the contest on Trinity.
Trinity has played a very clean game. Now, in contrast, the Bruins have committed 5 fouls just in the first quarter.
All right, let's see how Coach Jones plays this one. Almost, boy, that looked like one of those where you're trying to twirl the ball off the top of your finger. Needed to get help, but fortunately for the Bruins, they drew the foul.
Foul's going to be called on Caleb Williams. Trace Robinson, his teammates showing a little bit of frustration when he committed that foul, but it's just the second team foul for the Lions here in this quarter.
You're going to have to hurry. That bounce pass almost was stolen away by Braden Waller.
Bruins doing a good job defensively right here on this stand.
97 seconds to go in the first period. Underneath, and the fake, and the foul. Or did they say he dribbled it on the line? No, I think
Fouls
that's
on Trace Robinson before the play.
So that's the third team foul now on the Lions. And they're back in that stack formation once again. Tell you, Davis Singh can move so deceptively. He is so fast. And he's being picked up by Leaky Tompkins, and on the drive, the foul.
4 fouls on this possession here for the Lions. They went from playing a completely clean first quarter to in less than a minute. They've committed 4.
And that was on Waller. So Bruins need to capitalize off of this one. Getting close to the 1-minute mark. And all kinds of traffic, and dragging his foot was Mills Terry. Mills wanted to go in and I think really put up a fall-away jumper, but his foot dragged, his left foot did. So that is turnover number 5 for the Bruins. And they're going to slow this thing down again. I don't believe they're going to play it for the final shot of the quarter.
You wouldn't imagine here with just a 2-point lead and a whole minute to go, but
again, they're keeping it largely behind the perimeter. They'd love to get a screen down underneath. Fall-away jumper is in and out, but he gets the offensive board, and it does not drop.
Here's the third chance now for the Lions. The Bruins have got to get a defensive board.
And big bomb 3, and it rims out. And that's what you call not boxing out well. Braden Waller with the follow.
That really hurts for the Bruins. You gave the Lions 4 opportunities to get it done.
And a turnover. And Williams couldn't deliver the reverse layup.
Bruins will have to rush it the other way. They've got just a little more than 10 seconds. They're down 4. Smith is fouled. Oh, they call it travel.
Yep. So once again, trying to get that lead shaved down, and now with barely 5 seconds remaining, this is where you're going to see, and I wouldn't be surprised if this young man doesn't put it up himself.
He gives it in, and that's going to run the timeout.
Yep.
He should have kept it. He knows he's a good shot. The team knows he's the guy to make that shot in that situation, but they don't give the shot off. 9-5.
Yeah, very, very. That's a Dolly Parton song for our first quarter here, and we will take time out and come back with the second 8 minutes of play. Stay with us.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. I had to get one in there, Alexander.
You had to, and what a creative way to get a song into the thing right there. It couldn't have been a better opportunity for you.
No, when you got a score like this, you have to get a musical connection to it. This was, as we said, a defensive game. These teams have not put up a lot of shots. 9 shots, 2 out of 9 for USJ and for Trinity. I'm trying to take a quick look here. They put up 12 shots and only connected on 4. So the defenses have been very, very strong. It's just they've been able to get a couple of more baskets in, have the Lions.
Almost a steal there from Davis Sane.
Kicking out for the 3. They had the screen, and they had the basket. That one for Luke Malden.
So the Bruins down 7 now. They're letting this one slip away from them just a little bit, committing a couple turnovers on the last couple possessions. Tipped away by Williams and out of bounds.
So they're going to try to play this one. It's a 3-possession lead now for Trinity, and open now is Sane. And offensive foul. They say he bumped his defender, and that's 2 on Davis.
Davis can be really effective, but sometimes he gets in foul trouble. What he's got to do here is start to play smart. Be more mindful of where your hands are at. Make sure you put your head down and make an impact on this ball game.
Taking it slowly down the floor is Cooper Vales. And again, they've been playing as much 3-point shots as they've been trying to get it to the inside. Williams, now he'll take it to the horn, and it just goes off. That one's away. And they send it back to, and I don't know if they fit. No, it looked like they were going to have a conference about that, and it's going back.
They are.
Well, this is a mass conference here.
I'm not even sure, to be honest, because I didn't see who touched it last either.
Well, it was one of those bang-bang plays, but they give it back to the Bruins, and I'm sure Jeff Jones is happy about that. But they're staying in this half-court trap where most of the time they're bringing 3 players up to defend. Davis trying to use some of his physical presence, and it's going to be an over-the-back foul.
I believe that foul is going to be on Hayes Carney. Oh, it's not. That's going to be on Noah Spencer. So Spencer's first. Now, if you remember from the matchup between these two teams earlier, it was 9-9 at the end of the first, just 21-18 for Trinity at the half. Trinity breaking it open a little bit more in this one.
Well, that puts them in the bonus, and so that sends Cooper Vales to the free throw line.
When you're working with a double possession deficit like this, you don't want to put the other team in the bonus. Give them a chance like that.
Well, 6.5 to go here in this second quarter of play. And I'm going to tell you, in a Tuesday night, a school night, they have just packed the rafters here in this place.
Absolutely. These two teams showing up for this hometown matchup.
They have bigger crowds here than some college games in this town. 3 is an air ball.
I think all the college teams in this town. Driver puts it up and in.
And Wallace with his first basket, and they definitely needed that.
They've got to get him going. He's typically an offensive powerhouse and hasn't been it tonight.
That one's iron unkind, and they're going to all go to the deck.
Every Bruin blocked that shot there.
Big bomb, way short. That's the 5th shot at the basket.
I'm telling you, the Bruins could not buy a board if they had $1 million. They're struggling to get these defensive rebounds.
And they go kick it out behind the perimeter once again. And a whistle away from the ball. And that's going to be yet another turnover.
That's going to be on Brady Smith again, his second in the ball game. Both of them have been offensive.
They have done a good job of keeping Brady out of the scoring box tonight because he's only got a single field goal. And sometimes coaches will tell you when you have a defensive game like this, it wears out players a lot more than if it's up and down the field because of how much mental concentration it takes to play. Fall away 3 is not there, but they get the offensive board. Yeah, that one went nowhere, and finally picking it up.
Bruins communicating on that one. You could hear him screaming Wolf all the way over from the bench, trying to let him know the Lions were creeping up, trying to steal that one.
All right, slowing the tempo down again.
Dangerous pass into Sane. Sane's going to draw a foul, luckily, for the Bruins. Trace Robinson's going to be called for that one, his second.
And this is not a shooting foul because that is only the 15th foul on the Lions. And after a very quick wrist, Caleb Williams checks back in. And that one was very fortunate for the Bruins, and they get the basket.
Great pass there to Brady Smith, who's able to know that he's going to get the ball and drive right in for the layup. That's what the Bruins need to do. Be smarter on offense. Develop the play a little more.
Pass the ball off your defender's back and retrieve it.
That's not part of the plan, but if it works out, it works out. You'll take it.
It worked out well. All right, they're going to take their time once again. Stutter step with that dribble and knocked out of bounds. And Will Keltner was trying to argue, well, now wait a minute, I didn't let that one go, but he did.
Coach Jones just caught it, which you got to be careful. That one was headed out of bounds, but you don't want to be called for any sort of interference.
We got substitutes coming in from the next county right here for both teams. All right, Bruins are going to take it very, very slowly once again. Mills Terry, excellent ball handler. And that one was tipped. That's turnover number 9 for the Bruins.
Tipped away volleyball style by Davis.
Now watch, this is going to be a foot race.
It's going to be a foul fest is what it's going to be as the Lions, with 2 or 3 of them fouled him on that drive. We'll see who they call it on.
And it looks like Will Weiser is going to be charged with that foul, the senior with his first. That's the 6th team foul, so the next one will put the Bruins in the bonus.
You know what they say, Steve, if you can't beat them, foul them.
But unfortunately, an offensive foul as they threw it in.
And that has just been killing the drives for the Bruins, the offensive fouls. They're trying to mount a comeback down 5, and when you give up the ball on a play like that, that just hurts you.
And that's the 3rd foul on Davis Sane, so Raleigh Seals is quickly back in. Raleigh's very strong at clogging up the middle in the paint. And a big one, about 30 feet outside, that goes nowhere.
Bruins able to get a board right away on that line. Driver going to be called for a travel on that one. And he knew it too. He just kind of let the ball go and walked away.
It's just one of those frustrating things that has happened, that they've not been able to get a rhythm in this game.
Turnover after turnover for the Bruins, and luckily, Lions haven't been able to capitalize too much off of those, but they've got to stop that for sure.
They picked up 5 points off of the mistakes by the Bruins. They got that 5-point lead. Almost tipped away, and an offensive foul once again. Boy, we have traded so many of these tonight. It's been unbelievable.
Offensive fouls out the wazoo, Steve. They've got it stocked up in bulk like it's Sam's Club.
I'm proud of you, Guy. That was the best analogy I've heard all night. Leave it to Alexander Bitterling to follow in the footsteps of his mentor and coming up with the greatest of analysis phrases. Almost stolen. It is. And look at this one. Down the floor for the layup is Braden Waller. That is 7 points off turnovers now.
Lions right now are just giving the Bruins fits. Turnover after turnover.
And once again, no authority on that pass. Right down the heart it goes for Will Weiser. And timeout called by Jeff Jones. It's an 18-9 game, and we'll be back with more from Trinity Christian Academy after this.
Turn to the experts. Since 1955, Garrett Plumbing and Heating has been the leader in plumbing, heating, and air conditioning service and installation for West Tennessee. A proud supporter of USJ Bruin Athletics, we are your local Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Call Garrett Plumbing and Heating 668-3339 for all of your plumbing, heating, and air needs.
Well, Alexander, this was a 14-9 game, and Bruins had the possession. And we've had 2 straight turnovers that have led to baskets for this Lions team, and they've gone back up 18-9.
The Bruins are trying to rush their passes right now, which are leading to turnovers back-to-back. And what they need to do is be more confident in your ball handling abilities. Beat the press by running, because the passing game is not working right now.
That half-court trap defense is giving the Bruins a lot of fits. They've got 4 players up this time to defend. And they've got to get help, and they finally do. There you go, underneath, and overshooting it. Oh, my goodness.
Driver too strong on the layup. Sometimes when you finally get a wide-open look like that, you get excited and put a little too much on it.
And look at this, fall away high, way too high. Rebound comes off this time to Mills Terry.
Brady Smith did a good job there of making contact with the ball without drawing a foul. Raleigh Seals let that man piggyback ride on him before he took the shot up.
Well, sometimes you just have to sacrifice yourself in a case like that. So Raleigh's going to go to the line for 2.
Raleigh Seals is so good about hesitating. When he gets the ball down in the paint, he's going to wait, draw the contact, then put the shot up.
And connects. Bruins really need that one, because in this game, if you give up a 4 to 6 point run, it makes it that much harder to climb the ladder and make the rally. In and out, and the rebound comes off to Will Keltner.
The Bruins need to end this quarter strongly. You can't have any more turnovers in the next 2 minutes. What you've got to do is hold on to the ball, get a couple stops.
Underneath, nice block, but Seals will be called for the foul. So Raleigh commits his first. And that will send Braden Waller to the line. He's 1 of 2 so far tonight. 5 points in the game. Little less than 2 minutes remaining here from TCA. And while these schools are intense rivals, I can also tell you that we are treated very, very kindly by the folks here at Trinity. They are some of the finest people anywhere. And gets the friendly roll on that one, so now 3 for 4 on the night for Waller.
6 points now for Waller, holding down the fort right now for the Lions.
And this was a 3-defender trap.
It's a double-digit lead right now for the Lions. The Bruins have got to have a bucket.
Underneath, wide open. Nice feed on the inside to Hayes Carney.
Great pass there by Mills Terry. Not taking it yourself, but you see the open man. Give him a pass right at his chest and trust him to make the shot. Coach Jones might go out there and play defense himself if the team doesn't shape up a little bit.
Well, that one went astray, and the rebound coming off to Mills Terry, who's got 4 boards in the game so far. He thought about it. Wide open again underneath. And the hesitation and the fake, and Noah Spencer lays it through.
Noah Spencer gets it done. The Bruins doing a good job of distributing the scoring. They're playing team basketball, but that's got to start here on the defensive end.
And just like that, it's a 20-14 game. They've whittled it back down to 2 possessions. And with less than a minute to go, Trinity is going to take its time, and then from the corner, a nice jumper for Will Kiltner. One big problem is that the Bruins just have not been able to get that many shots at the basket. Less than 30 seconds remaining, and again, they're going to whip it around the perimeter. And going all the way for the layup, the free ticket down the left-hand side for Mills Terry.
Mills Terry drove in with the right hand, switched to the left hand, and put that one up with that offhand. Great drive there.
Trinity is going to try to play it for the final shot, and once again, don't be surprised if it's Caleb Williams if he gets it back.
Bruins want to get a stop here. They're fine to go to the locker room down 6, but you don't want to give up a point here.
They're not going to get it. Actually forced a turnover. And that's where we end the first 16 minutes, with the Bruins making a nice rally to close the lead down to 22-16 at halftime, and so they're still within very relative striking distance in this game. I'll give you the quick rundown on the scoring. Nobody has really exploded in this game. Mills Terry is the leader for USJ with 5, and then flipping on the other side of it, Braden Waller has picked up 7 for the Lions, and that's where we stand with the Bruins trailing 22-16 at halftime. And when we come back, Alexander will be talking with Coach Joel Ayers. We'll get his insights into the Lady Bruins' victory tonight right after this.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
This is how we Friday night. How do you Friday night?
This is how we Friday night. This is how we Friday night.
This is how we Friday night.
No matter how you Friday night, you always win at Kaufman's.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Back here at halftime, 22-16 your score, but we're joined now by Coach Ayers, coming off a win for the girls, 60-55. Now, Coach, you jumped out to a big lead, 12-1. mostly because Carly Hayes hit those 4 threes. But then Trinity started to kind of chip away at it. Talk about what was the mentality of the team, kind of what were you coaching them through as Trinity just continued to fight back?
Well, like the game is always going to be, when it's two really good teams, it's going to be a game of runs. It's just when do those runs occur. So we fully expected Trinity to make shots. We were just the one that were making shots at the beginning, which normally doesn't happen in that sense. Carly was really hot, and we found her. We did a good job of finding her and getting her some shots, and she made several, and Mia Powell made a big one in that first quarter. So there was 5 threes made in that first quarter, and so glad that they were, because Trinity did a good job. They just kept fighting back, and they made, Olivia and Carden made 2 or 3 tough shots down here in the first half. They had at least 3 or 4 threes themselves. So if you looked at it at halftime, we might have been 1 up on the 3 or 2 up on the 3 deal. I can't remember. We had Sophie King come in, kind of when we got in some foul trouble, and had a lot of young kids out there, made a big 3, got fouled, made a free throw. So, we knew that there was going to be runs for us and for them, and we were really pleased with our kids now, just trying to keep our kids in the momentum of keep working, keep getting good shots. Some of them will go down, some of them won't, and keep defending. And we went in at halftime and said, look, we're good. We've done a lot of good things. We've had some foul trouble. Let's try to eliminate that. I do think for the most part we eliminated the foul trouble in the second half that kind of hampered us in the first half.
Now, you were up 8 at halftime, 34-26. The only reason Trinity was really close was because you did get into foul trouble there, got into the bonus. But the team shot 57% from the floor. Talk about how great they've just been shooting recently.
Well, you want to be peaking at the right point in time of the year, and we really try to work a lot on shooting the ball. We think that, that's an equalizer to any team, big, small, depending on how they guard you, is somebody's going to be open. And when you run some stuff, you need people to be able to make some shots and make a high percentage. And you never know when it's going to be you. Some nights may be guarded one way, and you may be guarded a different way a different night. And very pleased with the kids and seizing that opportunity or that moment and making some shots. So, you try to always talk about that. When it's not, it's not that you're going to make every shot, but you want to come into that and you want to be that kid that's 1 for 1 or 1 for 2. Or if you make 1, you want to make 2 or 3 in a row. And that's the thought process about how we want to try to shoot it,
And it seems like your team really is clicking no matter which 5 you have on the court. They're distributing the scoring well, playing defensive well as a team. So what really has made your team click this year, no matter who's playing?
Well, I think some of that's got to be the way you practice and the way you say, look, and there's a lot of kids that did not get on that floor tonight that are making us better. They are big-time parts of the win. We've got two seniors and 2 juniors, and we got 1 sophomore, and those kids all play. But, man, we've got some freshmen that really are, Demi Salee got a little bit of time right now. She's out there guarding Ava Barmer every day in practice. Kate Payne, Mia Spellings, Sophie gets a little bit of time out there. Those kids are out there every day in practice, man, and they're competing, and we feel like, hey, you're getting us ready to go play right now, but you're also getting yourself ready for the moment when it happens to be you, whether that's this year, whether that's next year. And we pulled up some 8th graders too. Obviously, a couple of them are playing, but there's some other 8th graders that are stepping into practice, and they're not kids that you show up in practice and say, well, you're an 8th grader, you can't function. They can function. And that has been very good for us. I think that's one of the reasons where you put kids out there and you say, look, just go play. Obviously, we try to tell you you're a wing or you're a 4 or you're a 5 or you're a point guard or whatever, but at the end of the day, play basketball. And I think that's one of the things that we're selling our kids right now.
Sure, and you mentioned those intangibles, the things that might not show up here in our scorebook, but they're making your team better. As you go down the stretch, as we're looking at playoff time, how does that really make your team go to the next level?
Well, everybody loves to look at the old scorebook and say how many points did you have, but you know, the things that take you through those big, tough games is, one, making layups and making free throws. I know that goes in the scorebook, but two is rebounding the ball. You know, defensively about guarding the ball, not getting beat, or when we do get beat, we have great rotation and help. Man, rebounding. I'll say it again, rebounding. When you can eliminate the second and the third shot, you know, that's going to be big. And then the turnovers, handling the ball. You know, that was probably the only time you really saw me get animated tonight was 2 or 3 times like, hey, man, we got to, you know, like 2 things we told them going in. We got to handle it. We got to value the basketball. And you're going to get some fouls. Don't get dumb ones because you're going to get a bum one every now and then. You know what I mean? One that just is what it is, bad luck. Don't get a dumb one. And you know, those are the moments that don't show up in the scorebook so much that really separate you when you're taking valued shots and distributing the ball and one more passing it and doing some things that really help.
Yeah, well, Coach, a good win on the road to finish out the season. As the team looks forward, what's kind of the next step, and what are you looking for this team to do to continue to improve?
Well, we got to show up and continue to work on the little stuff. You know, every game you will go watch some film and you find some little things to get better at. You know, so tomorrow we'll try to get off our legs a little bit and have a film day, and probably be some kids that'll shoot on their own, and we'll practice the next 2 or 3 days and play a game on Monday, the first round of a region game. We get a bye. So we don't have to play Saturday. That's a go-home game, you know, so you got to show up and play that. If you win that game, then you're in that Thursday, Saturday semis and then a championship or a consolation game. And if you get that Thursday, Saturday game, then you move on to that sectional. So, you know, you're just trying to prepare yourself for the next game.
Awesome. Well, Coach, congratulations on the win. We've got to get back to the boys' game,
awesome.
But we'll take a quick break and be right back here
Thanks.
with the second half.
Thanks so much.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Automotive and Drive, Jackson.
Getting ready to start the second half. I'll give you just a quick rundown on the stats. We're not going to have time to post them for you, but USJ shot 58% from the floor. The problem for them is that they've only been able to put up 12 shots, whereas Trinity's 31% is very deceptive because they put 26 shots up at the basket. 3-point field goals, USJ at the edge, 50 to 25%, but big category was turnovers. 12 turnovers for the Bruins to only 5 for Trinity, and that led to 9 points off of those mistakes for the Lions. USJ will get the ball. They did make a rally, closing it from 10 down to 6, and they get the alternate possession to begin this second half. And again, this is just intense man-to-man defensive pressure.
It's interesting. The Lions have been employing the man-to-man defense. The Bruins on the other side have been playing the zone, and it looks like it's been working for both teams.
And just didn't get it up high enough, and the rebound comes off to Braden Waller, his 4th rebound. And a steal. And here we go. It's going to be a 2-on-1 situation and all the way down, but they call it an offensive foul on Brady Smith, and that is his 3rd.
Brady Smith stuck out his shoulder on that one, pushed a little bit, and you're going to be called for that every time as long as the defenders got their feet planted.
So wipe the basket off. That would have been huge for the Bruins to close it down to a 4-point game. So the two teams have swapped turnovers here as we open the second half of play. And again, a stutter step. They decide to go to the inside, and the turnaround jumper is not there for Waller. And here come the Bruins on the attack once again. And again, Wallace driver trying to wave. And again, yet another one.
So many offensive fouls. It's something you don't see called nearly as much as defensive fouls, but we've seen them way more in abundance tonight.
That's the 4th offensive foul that's been charged against the Bruins alone. 2 have been charged to Trinity. And again, working around the perimeter and losing possession of that, just lost it off his hands, was Waller. Let's see if the Bruins can capitalize. They really could use one here. Stonecipher being double teamed. That left an opening and in and out for Driver.
Bruins just have had a difficult time with the iron. It's been so unkind to them tonight.
All right, Wallace will come back up and reset the offense. Takes the jumper. Cannot get it to fall. It has just been one of those nights for the Bruins. And the jumper, not there. And Bruins come away with it.
Man, we have seen some rough offensive in the last few moments of this game. Lots of offensive fouls, not a lot of shots falling.
And again, we're still with the same score that we opened the half with at 22-16. The drive and the layup is there for Stonecipher.
There you go. When you get open like that, you cannot miss that one. And Stonecipher does not. It's a two-possession ball game.
22-18. Defensive stops are now, as you hear the crowd from USJ cheering on their Bruins with chants of defense. That one appears to have gone off of the foot and sidling out of bounds off of Mills Terry. So they'll play it underneath. And the jumper. That was one of those that was just Will Keltner's height that made all the difference.
Keltner's got one bucket in every quarter, and in a low-scoring game, that's making a big difference.
So back to the 6-point game. And timeout called. 30-second timeout. Let's take it real quick, and we'll be back.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Bruins will have it once again. Now, one thing to watch, only 2 timeouts remaining for Jeff Jones. So that's going to be critical as we go down this stretch run. 24-18. USJ still on top in this one. Pardon me, trailing. I know they wish they were on top.
They do indeed, and they're having a difficult time of getting anything to fall, but luckily the Lions are too in this third quarter.
Lions double teaming the ball, and that bounce pass, they tried to get that same play inside to Stonecipher, and then double dribbling is called at the opposite end. So once again, a swap of turnovers. They were trying that same give-and-go play that they did earlier that was successful with Stonecipher, but the bounce pass was just a little bit too late for him. So Bruins will play it, get back in the stack formation. We've got under 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Steve Beverly, Alexander Biddling bringing you all the action from Trinity Christian Academy. Oh, right into the hands of his defender, and the foul is going to be, and that's a frustration I know on Mills Terry.
Bruins have just been getting in the habit of rushing it on offense, and they've been making those ill-advised passes. They're only down 6. You don't have to rush every single possession. You can let it develop. Make sure you're still moving on offense.
Which is one thing that the Lions have been successful in doing, is been more patient with their possessions and their shots. But still only a 6-point lead. At halftime, it was 22-16. Each team one basket. Williams, who's been relatively quiet tonight, and that pass went astray, and that's going to be a foul on Waller. He was desperately trying to get the ball back after the turnover.
And then at one point he knew he wasn't going to get the ball back, so he's just trying to prevent any sort of a fast break from the Bruins.
Well, we're down to 4.5 minutes remaining. And again, they double-teamed the ball. Nice job of being able to extend the arms to get that one. Beautiful fake, and the foul is going to be from behind And I think that one is going to be charged to Will Weiser.
Will Weiser came from behind, prevented the bucket, but he did commit the foul, and sometimes he'll trade the foul for a missed shot.
All right, Mills Terry with a couple at the line. And they definitely need these. And it was short. A lot of times when those things come up short, you can tell that a player's a bit tired. Just don't have quite the energy. Got the second of the two. So back to a 5-point game. That's only the 7th point off turnovers in this game for the Bruins, but they'll take every one they can get. Crisp passing here for Trinity, and Williams. That one's just way off the mark. He has not been strong tonight on his three-pointers.
Really, neither team has been too strong offensively.
But there you go with Keltner coming up with one from long distance.
Now, I go to say something that sounds intelligent until they do something like that and make it look like you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you really did, but it just happened on that possession. All right, they're going to slow it up again. Spencer tried to go to the inside, and Davis Sane was fouled.
And Trace Robinson.
Our unofficial totals say that's 4 fouls on him. We'll see if that's really accurate. Underneath. And not able to get it to drop. Oh, my goodness. Stone Cipher was right there, and it would not drop. They were open for a moment.
Sane must have tipped that one because it just kind of died. Look
All
at
right.
Noah Spencer able to save it and then passes it right into the hands of the Lions.
And again, another frustrating turnover. And they work inside, and narrowing it through is Waller. That gives him 9. And that's 11 points off turnovers for the Lions. Finally getting it across midcourt. This intention, and wide open underneath. And the foul. Davis was going to try for that reverse layup and still managed to draw the foul. So he'll go to the line for 2. He has not scored in this game, and boy, they need his basket now, down 10. And it just seems as though every possible thing can go wrong, including from the line.
Bruins not having any luck here in the third. In 5.5 minutes, they've only managed to score 3 points. And they've been to the line 3 times.
Let's see if Davis can power this one home. And he does. So we're at 29-20, a full 3-possession game. This is where the Bruins need a stop, and they're getting back into that 2-3 zone once again. Trying to clog up that middle to keep them from an easy basket. But Trinity seems to be content just to take its time and wait for somebody to get open on a screen. You'll see him try to set several ball screens here on just about any possession. Fall away is not there, and the Bruins come down with it.
Good board by Mills Terry. You got to be careful with that elbow. They're calling offensive fouls repeatedly tonight. You got to be extra careful.
Mills with 6 rebounds and is called for traveling.
So another turnover for the Bruins. Brady Smith is checking in for Noah Spencer. We'll see if he can finally get going.
Yeah, this has just been an off night for Brady. He got the 3 fouls, but he's also just seemingly not been able. They've done a good job defensively against him.
It's almost like word got around town that he's got 49 in the last 2 games, and they're making sure to double team him.
Yeah, he's going to have a battle down low. Big bomb is short. Williams has just not been able to connect from outside tonight.
It's another good board by Terry, but the Bruins have got to make this one count.
Mills with 7 rebounds. And that one was just short, and good job on the offensive board. And the foul. So Mills will go to the line for 2.
Mills was just clobbered. I believe that's on Braden Waller.
And if so, that is his 3rd.
It's not. That's going to be on Will Weiser.
So check that off. That's the 3rd on Will Weiser.
You know, they ought to be able to call fouls on 2 players on one thing, because we've seen it multiple times tonight where 2 players really commit a foul and they just kind of pick which one to call it on.
I think that's a good possibility, and I think you ought to send that to the Rules Committee.
Send that to the powers that be.
Yes. Well, while we're contemplating major rules changes, that's getting the lead down to 8 for the Bruins and make it 7. So Mills has got 8.
On a tough night for offense, Mills able to get 8, but it's been a struggle. He looks tired out there because they're having to beat this tough defense from the Lions.
And he's gone almost all the way. So they bring it back outside with less than a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. We said this game would probably be played in the 40s, and I think we're going to be pretty well close to that. Down to 45 seconds as Williams just takes his time, waits for instructions from Dexter Williams as to what he needs to do, whether he needs to take it all sails progressing.
If the Bruins can get a stop here and score on the other end, they could win the quarter.
Down to 25, and I think that they're just going to play it for the final shot. Caleb is just content to stand back there and keep the dribble going. Mills Terry challenges him. And they get it to Leaky Tompkins, and it doesn't go.
They've got to rush it. Mills Terry's going to have to take a deep shot. He gives it to Sane.
No. The odds were against it no matter what. They gave it the best shot they could, but it was just not enough. So, here you go again. This has been a most interesting contest, at least from the scoring standpoint. As we said, it's a defensive battle, 29-22. Trinity still leads USJ. We'll be back with the final 8 minutes after this.
For anyone contemplating pre-planning, we can tell you from our experience, it's much easier to make funeral plans and record them now than wait until emotions are running at their highest.
With pre-planning, you can free your mind and heart from having to make big decisions during a time of grief and instead enjoy the freedom to focus on the memories of a life well lived.
Both of these teams just look like they're almost spent out there in these first 3 quarters because it has been such a defensive battle. And as we've said, when you don't have a big scoring clip, it may seem like that it is not as exhausting a game, but in fact it probably is more mentally exhausting with defense being played as it is here. And the Lions get the opening possession here of this 4th quarter, leading by 7.
And each basket for both teams has really been a battle. 29-22, but they've had so many possessions and turnovers and fast breaks. It's been a really, really hard-fought game.
And it looks like they're just going to be content to keep that ball in the backcourt. They're in no hurry to get a score because they're 3 possessions up. And they've already skimmed off nearly 40 seconds in this final quarter. And again, it's back outside to Robinson. And then Williams for the 3 is in and out, but he gets his own rebound.
Big
knocked
block
away
by Davis Sane.
Well, Davis, this was a big one, but again, as we've talked about, the Bruins need to capitalize. Yep, they're going to call travel. He did a stutter step and then came back down with a dribble once again. And so, again, every time it seems the Bruins have a chance to slice this one, they end up with some kind of mistake. 6:45 to go. Some people would argue that games with this type of score are arguments to end up with a shot clock in high school basketball. I'm sure that there are plenty of coaches who don't agree with that.
Coaches in high school like that when they have the lead. If they jump out to a lead and they can just run the clock off, they love no shot clock.
And the floater will not fall. And nice job by Will Keltner of kicking it off of the foot of Owen Stonecipher.
Will Keltner never gave up on the play, and sometimes players are tempted to give up on balls like that when they're up 7. But, man, he's fighting through every play.
Well, nobody scored, and we're almost 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. And to be able to whittle a deficit, you've got to be able to get the basketball. And so far, USJ has not been successful in getting it down the floor for a shot. Again, slow tempo. Once again, we're under 6 minutes. Williams with that weaving that he does so well, being guarded by Hayes Carney. They thought about going from the corner, but instead, look at this. 2.5 minutes they've shaved off, and timeout is called. So we are still where we were when we started the fourth quarter, 29-22. Bruins trailing by 7. Back in a moment.
Downtown is thriving, and the Blacksmith Restaurant is leading the pack. From the rustic dining room to the unmatched patio, eating local with family is what we're about. Live local, eat local, relax local.
Well, here we go again. And this has been one of those quarters that you just look at it, and if you want to call this defense, and it reminds me, frankly, is just all you got to do is hold on to the basketball, and that's it. Alexander, are you having problems over here?
I was laughing. Did you say if you want to call this defense?
Well, I shouldn't have said it in that phrase. What I mean is if you love defense is what I should say. If you love defense, you are enjoying this game immensely. And just Saturday I called one that was 103-102, so this is decidedly different. And again, it's like watching the four corners that Dean Smith used to employ at North Carolina before the shot clock ended all of that. His team could hold it like this for 11 minutes. In fact, they did that once back in the 1970s. And underneath, trying to get the fake, and the block beautifully contained by Davis Sane.
Davis Sane with the block and the catch.
And Bruins finally come down with one.
What a tough drive there by Mills Terry to get it done. Offensive foul. Or is it, they're calling a blocking foul.
Now, do they give him the basket? No, it is the offensive foul.
I knew Stonecipher had his feet planted, drew the contact. I knew it had to be an offensive foul.
Well, Bruins are beginning to try to open a little bit of it may be like the eye of a needle, but they're trying to get through this.
Seems like there's a little bit of life now in their offense that we haven't seen yet.
Oh, they got to hold on to it here.
Stonecipher turns it over, gets it right back.
Oh, my, no.
Williams read that one perfectly. Went right into that passing lane. A three could be huge.
No, nowhere near.
Now, the Bruins both went for it, Sane and Smith, and that's the reason they didn't get the rebound.
Well, 4:11 to go, and the Bruins had an opportunity to close it to a one-possession game. Checking back in is Noah Spencer. He's had a terrific defensive game tonight when he's been in there and has had a lot of minutes. We're about halfway through this final 8 minutes of play. Trinity clinging to a 5-point lead over the Bruins, and Williams was open. and could not make it fall, and the rebound to Davis Sane. That's 5 for him.
A 3 there would have been huge because we've seen the Lions been able to tear down a lot of this clock.
Noah was open for a minute over in the corner. Fall away. Floater is there. Brady Smith, who has been so quiet for much of this game. It's now a one-possession game at 29-26.
And this game has not been pretty for the Bruins, but if they can come back and win this one, it could be huge.
Now you have to wonder if you're going to see a little more aggressive offense on the part, and blocked away.
Brady Smith does it on both ends of the floor. When it's time to really focus in and get the job done, he's the man you got to call.
You had to wonder if they were going to get a little more aggressive on offense since it's only a 3-point game now. Turnaround, block, but the foul is going to be charged to Davis Sane.
Should be Davis Sane's 4th.
Got him with the body.
Luckily, the Bruins have played a really clean second half. That's just the 3rd team foul.
But that is going to send Keltner to the line for 2, and this is his first trip to the line. And gets it. That is the first point of this 4th quarter for Trinity, and we've played nearly 5 minutes of it. Keltner with 10. He is their leader tonight and gets them both. His are spread out in all 4 quarters, and they're back to that half-court trap, and they're going to back away from it now. And is it? No, it is going to be a defensive foul.
Blocking foul on Will Weiser, and I really thought that could have gone offensively, but hey, you will take that. The Bruins going to the line here. They're only down 5. You could make it a one-possession game.
Weiser commits his 4th. That is the 7th team foul on Trinity. That could be a big factor in this final 3 minutes because USJ has only committed 3. And Jeff Jones gets some substitutes in. But he's got a chance to cut it back to a one-possession game. Mills with 11 to lead the Bruins.
These are important free throws for Mills. He gets the first one, but this one here makes it a one-possession ball game with 3 minutes to go.
Mills with 12. Those were crucial.
Clutch right there. They've got to get a stop. You could go down here and tie this one up.
USJ in a half-court trap. Trinity does a good job of getting it outside. And they're going to take their time again. 2:50 to go. Remember, they have sliced off in some possessions a minute and a half in this quarter.
Got to be careful here trying to run the clock down with just a one-possession lead. If you mess up, cough up the ball like that right there.
And this is going to be a scramble in the crowd and traveling.
And that side of the court goes absolutely crazy. The fans knew it, and they're excited. It's going to be the Bruins' ball.
Everybody on that side of the court was twirling their wrists. They were all twirling their wrists, as was Jeff Jones right in the official's face. And traveling was indeed called. 12th turnover on the Lions. Big possession now with 2.5 to go. Chance of defense from the Trinity crowd.
That's the man you want with the ball. If you need a 3, he's your guy.
Good decisions with the basketball are critical. On the inside, the bank does not fall, but the follow does not.
They're called a whistle before the follow anyways. They're saying the ball's headed the other way. Foul on Davis Sane.
And that could be it for Davis.
His 5th, yeah.
So Davis is gone, and let's see what they do to try to.
It should be Raleigh C.
I would think Raleigh will be coming back in, but Jeff's going to take a little time to. And Raleigh is going to be the one who comes in.
I could see Abe Stonecipher being a good call in here. He's come in at points this season and had great defensive stance. When he's called upon, he's ready to play.
Boy, 2 golden opportunities to cut it to a 1-point game. And again, that half-court trap on the part of USJ. But 2 minutes remain. That puts the pressure on the Bruins to come up with another stop. And they're double-teaming Williams. They got to be careful for him to slink around and get wide open. 1:45 to go. Still a 3-point game as the drama continues.
It seems like a lot of time left in this one, but the Bruins really need a stop on this possession.
They're down to 1.5 minutes. And they bring it back outside. This team is just amazing at how they handle the stall. Almost a steal. Now 1:15 to go. Tipped out.
It looks like Mills Terry maybe jammed his hand or something when he hit the basketball a minute ago. He's been holding that right hand ever since.
73 seconds left. 31-28. Trinity leads. Jumper. You had to know it was going to be Caleb Williams. That's only 4 points for him in this game, but that was one of the most critical. 65 seconds left. 33-28. Trinity leads. We'll be back to write the final chapter after this.
Serving the Jackson area for over 20 years. Carlock Nissan and Carlock Prestige, the name you can count on. Carlock Automotive, Van Drive, Jackson.
Alexander, this reminds me of one of the high school games back in the 1960s when it was a premium if you got to 50.
Well, I wasn't around at any of them, so I'll take your word for it.
You'll have to. But 33-28, it is Bruin ball, but they have to get a basket quickly. They don't have to get a three yet. But with 2 possessions, they've got to have a stop, a 2, and a 3. Under a minute. The fake. The bank is not there. And the foul is on Hayes Carney.
Now, the Bruins did have a foul to give, but if you're not going to get a stop here pretty quickly, you're in trouble. They're down 2 possessions. It's going to be really important that they get the ball back in their hands.
And let's see how the Lions play it. They're going to get it across very quickly. And no hurry. And a foul will not put them. And this is a perfect 4 corners. They're going to try to scout the whole thing out. And finally, Raleigh's trying to commit a foul, and he does. The next one will put them on the line, but we've got timeout. We're going to keep it right here. Well, this has been one of those that, particularly down the stretch, I think one thing that you have to say for Dexter Williams, his team has developed a tremendous ability to hold on to the basketball with a slim lead. They've made a couple of turnovers, but at the same point in time, they've shaved off so much of the time off of this clock, despite only scoring 4 points here in the fourth quarter.
And, of course, the Lions haven't really had a huge lead at any point in this ball game. Every time they jump out to a little bit larger lead, the Bruins get right back there. They're down 5 now, but you're right. The Lions have done such a good job in this quarter, particularly of running the time off the clock. They've only got 4. They've held USJ to 6, and we've got 30 seconds left in the quarter. Biggest lead was 10 at 22-12. It's been in single digits for most of the last quarter and a half. They're going to have to get a steal very quickly. And, yeah, that's going to be
the last foul they have to waste and charge that one to Mills Terry. So here we go. They're going to have to foul very quickly. Smart move to pass it all the way back down the court, but they're going to put Williams on the free throw line. And that was a smart move also to get it in his hand right off the bat.
Williams, of course, had a quiet game. We've mentioned it, but he has been clutch when he needed to be, and that's really his trademark. Coach Jones wants to talk it over.
And that is his next to last time out. He'll have one more to go. And Trinity has 2 remaining. 33-28. It was 9-5 at the end of the first quarter, and then 22-16. USJ had fallen down 22-12. Got the last 4 points of the second quarter, and then it was 29-22 at the end of the third. But there have just been not enough possessions, because if you add up collectively the amount of time that this Trinity team has been in the 4 corners to stall it off, they have probably stalled about 4.5 to 5 minutes of this fourth quarter.
And they have, and it looks like they're just 25 seconds away from sealing the deal on this one. If you had told me that a team could win a basketball game with potentially only scoring 4, 5, or 6 in the fourth quarter, I would not believe you. But it looks like the Lions might get it done.
And actually at this point, only 11 points here in the second half. This is Williams, and you figure he'll deliver. And he did. Caleb is likely to stay in single digits for this game. That's only 5 points for him, but in the clutch, he delivered a crucial jumper and these free throws. And that makes it a 3-possession game, and that's going to make it highly improbable for the Bruins to do this, because we're getting down to 20 seconds left. They got to get a shot off quickly.
They're already wasting too much time, Steve. 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Got the friendly roll and the 3. So Brady Smith, who's been in foul trouble a good bit of tonight, manages to nail that one. It is a 4-possession game. It is, again, as we've said so many times, not impossible, but you're going to have to get a steal off of this without committing a foul. You've got to get a steal off of this. Otherwise, you've got to try to commit a foul very quickly.
Right, and you've got to foul the right person, because it is the 1-and-1, but you're already down 4. You're down 2 possessions. You don't want them to be able to extend that to possibly 3.
And you know they want to get it into Caleb Williams' hands.
They do, and that's got to be what the Lions are talking over there. How can we get Caleb wide open? How can we get the ball in his hands so that he can be the one to take the shot at the line if need be? And, of course, you know he's not going to cough up the ball and give it over to the Bruins in the clutch like this.
Oh, absolutely not. So here we go. 11.1 seconds remaining. 4-point Lion lead. And immediately fouling Keltner, who has hit the only 2 shots that he has taken from the line tonight. And Will with 11 points in the game. So he goes there for, this is a 1-and-1, not a 2-shot opportunity. So the front end is crucial. And he is just like a good credit card. This to make it a 6-point lead. And he does. Mr. Clutch at the line, 4 for 4 from the line in the fourth quarter. 37-31 for USJ. You'd have to whip it down the court very, very quickly, get off a 3 with about maybe 5 seconds left, and then hope for some kind of dramatic steal.
Yeah, at this point, they're really clinging to what they believe, that God moves in mysterious ways, and they're hoping he's moving here for the Bruins. 6 points down, 10.1 to play, and Will Keltner coming in clutch, 4 for 4 from the line. He's got 14 tonight. Excuse me, 13. 13
That's all right. We'll forgive your math.
Hey, it's tough to make math on the fly when you're in an environment like this. It's pretty loud here at USJ.
It has been all night long, just like it was when these two teams met over at the Bruins gym. So here they come. In case you joined us, it seems like it was forever ago. The Lady Bruins took their game 60-55 over Trinity. And here we go with 10.1 seconds remaining. And it's Raleigh Seals to toss it in, and they're spreading everybody out. And they do get it down, but they got to get a shot off quickly. Yes!
Brady Smith is too clutch. The clock is running right now. I think they're going to have to fix that if they're going to let the clock run out.
Yeah, they did not have to toss the ball in. And there is a discussion going on with the official by Owen Stonecipher, but they didn't have to toss the ball in there at the end. So they gave it a run, but it was just not enough. 37-34 is your final. My crystal ball was wrong. We did not get to 40 in this one. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back with our final totals of the game and our closing analysis. So stay with us.
The BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios. With over 750,000 views in 2022, we are where you need to advertise. Please subscribe to our Worthy Road Studios YouTube channel and join the other 4,000 subscribers watching local sports, including Union University, USJ, TCA, Jackson Christian, and Peabody. Our multi-camera broadcasts include slow motion instant replay, on-screen scoreboard and graphics, and professional announcers. Thanks to our sponsors who make it all possible. BallGame Blitz Sports Network by Worthy Road Studios, the premier sports broadcast network in West Tennessee.
At McCoy's Heating and Air, our #1 priority is keeping you and your loved ones cozy this holiday season. If your HVAC system needs an upgrade, call McCoy's for quick, quality installation. Don't wait. With the purchase of your new unit, you will receive our Keep Cozy gift bag filled with cozy essentials for the cold weather ahead. To schedule your system upgrade, call 731-668-7492 or visit airmccoy.com. McCoy's Heating and Air, Jackson's most trusted team of technicians.
King Jewelers is not your typical run-of-the-mill jewelry store. Grover is a certified jeweler with 35 years experience. This isn't just a jewelry store. It's an iconic symbol of love. How far would you go for love? King Jewelers, 16B Conrad Drive, Jackson.
The news says Gen Z is struggling. I've got news for them.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital.
I put out a forest fire.
I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives and led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time.
While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Championship DNA. That's what you find at Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way. A full line of new Chevrolets plus West Tennessee's largest used car inventory. State-of-the-art service work and pre-approved auto loans online at JonesChevroletHumboldt.com. Shop with a winner. Jones Chevrolet at Three-Way.
Do you want your smile to say it all? At Elite Dental Care, we'll make you and your family feel comfortable and secure with a variety of services and state-of-the-art care. We offer sedation dentistry that will make your time in the dental chair comfortable and relaxed. Come by and see our newly renovated and expanded office in Jackson or one of our other convenient locations in Trenton or Dyersburg. Trust your smile with Elite Dental Care and let your smile say it all.
This could be a true story. On October 3rd, a 2003 hatchback struck and killed a deer that goes by the name Buck. I know, right? He now has Buck's head proudly displayed on his living room wall. He tells a different story.
Shot it.
No, he didn't.
And to hide his lie, he took his car to Mitchell's body shop.
No, I didn't.
Yes, he did. And lucky for him, they made it look good as new. And as for Buck, the story continues.
Well, this was one of these that I don't know that you could quite call it a barn burner because it didn't come down to a potential buzzer beater, but it was a grueling defensive battle between two teams that are crosstown rivals, and in the end it was Trinity's Lions winning 37-34 over USJ. It was a gallant recovery on the part of the Bruins, coming from 10 down, but never could get that shot to potentially tie the game.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bruins were always battling back, and they really showed a lot of momentum there at the end, but it was just a little too late for the Bruins.
Let's take a look at your final statistics tonight. Trinity actually did not have a great night shooting, only 27%. But they put the ball up so many more times than USJ did. The Bruins, as far as the evening is concerned, 50% from the floor, but they only were able to get 25 shots during the course of the game, and that is just really very difficult to make your rally from all of that. They got actually 26 shots. They were 13 out of 26 from the floor. And then free throws, USJ 70% on the night, but Trinity, particularly down the stretch, was huge with Keltner going 4 for 4 and Caleb Williams 2 for 2 in the fourth quarter. They were at 80%. Rebounding, the Bruins were on top 24-15, but they could not convert a lot of those rebounds into scoring opportunities. Turnovers, this was a big key. The Bruins coughed it up 20 times during the game to 12 for Trinity. Now, Trinity only managed 13 points off of those turnovers, so it didn't turn out to be that much of a disaster as far as giving up points, because the Bruins made 12 points off of the mistakes by the Lions. But, Alexander, when it gets right down to it, it was a case of just not being able to get the ball into the hoop enough and not getting enough shots to really make this a challenging thing at the end, except for that rally to close it to within 3.
Absolutely. It almost looks like the Bruins weren't really clicking together as a unit until those last 3 or 4 minutes of the ball game. That's part of the reason why they weren't able to find good looks at the basket. And even the ones that they found, they were good looks, but the ball would just roll out or bounce off the rim. Just some tough breaks for the Bruins tonight.
Well, this was also old man's basketball in the fourth quarter, because it was so reminiscent of the way Dean Smith at North Carolina could take his 5 and just spread 4 of them out, 1 in the middle, and they would be able to hold the ball sometimes as many as 11 minutes in a game that they did before there was a shot clock. And it was an amazing thing. In fact, one of the things that was a catalyst for a shot clock being employed in college basketball was the Dean Smith four corners offense stalling the ball out so much. Well, they managed to get, I went back and did a total here, and they managed to shave 4 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock in that fourth quarter with that four corners offense, and without really intentionally going for the basket. Let's take a look at your scoring in tonight's game. The leader for Trinity was Will Keltner with 13 points, and he had 3 rebounds. He added to that. He was the only one in double figures. Braden Waller with 9, and he had 6 rebounds on the evening. And everything else were 2s and 3s distributed. Caleb Williams, who is usually their big gun, was held to 6 points tonight. They did a good job defending against him, and he also had somewhat of an off night in his three-point shooting. But he came through with 2 very, very clutch free throws down the stretch and a jumper in that fourth quarter that made the difference. For our Bruins, you had 2 guys with 12 each. Mills Terry, who left everything on the floor. Brady Smith got in foul trouble, but in that fourth quarter ended up with 8 points. including 2 threes that almost brought the Bruins all the way back. And as Alexander said, Brady is just one of these. He's not going to quit no matter where he is. And so those 2 guys ended up with 12 each for the Bruins, but they just couldn't get enough support from outside during the course of the game. Wallace Driver contributed 7 rebounds, and Mills Terry with 8 on the night, and Davis Sane with 5. But it was one of those that once they fell back 9-5 in the first quarter, they just could not ever get a lead, and that takes so much, not just physical, but emotional energy out of a team to be playing comeback all game long, and particularly when it's a close one.
Absolutely, and that's what it was. The Bruins just ran out of energy, and it looked like it was a battle for both teams. They couldn't buy a bucket. There was a lot of just back and forth, turnover after turnover. But, hey, the Bruins did look good in the last few moments there, and you've got to love that headed into the end in postseason play.
Well, we're getting close to, as you just mentioned, tournament time, where it always is exciting, and it's always win or go home. And that's going to be exciting to see where the seedings are going to be and who's going to be playing whom and where. And we're going to be finding that out, I know, in a matter of a day or two, where that's going to be. We don't know as of yet tonight where that's going to be, but we'll be bringing you all of the Bruin action in the tournament competition, and we'll be looking forward to that for all of you. So just stay with us and make sure that you stay on top of the Worthy Road Studios YouTube page, and we'll be giving you all the updates as to what is going to happen for the Bruins and the Lady Bruins down the stretch. Lady Bruins winning the opener tonight. It was a very hard-fought one, but they managed to come away with a 60-55 victory over Trinity, and that was one in which Carly Hayes got the first 12 points of the game with 4 3-pointers and gave USJ a 12-1 lead, and they were, even though they were challenged, they never trailed. 15 points for Halen Ayers and 10 for Ava Barham. So between the 3 of them, 41 points out of the 60 that the Lady Bruins had as they chalked up another victory tonight. Alexander, I've enjoyed this regular season, and now I'm looking forward to see what the postseason is going to bring.
Absolutely, Steve. It's been a ton of fun to call games with you, and, of course, always a lot of fun to watch the way that these Bruins play. They've got 2 great teams. The girls just win. They are just incredible. The boys are electric to watch as well, and just 2 great teams and a great program.
Well, we'll find out where tournament action will be and who the opponents will be, and so watch for us. We'll be back with all of that possibly as early as this weekend. So for all of our great crew, let's find out who made this game possible tonight. And I think that is always important for us to recognize these good folks who do this for us. The executive producer of Worthy Road Studios and the BallGame Blitz Sports Network is Paul Schultze. Our telecast tonight was directed by the ever-cool, ever-present Jewel Bodkins. And our cameras, Adriana Bolin, Eric Inman, Alyssa Tatch, and Stephanie Janda. And our telecast tonight was produced by the incomparable Stephanie Janda. And your announcers, yours truly, Steve Beverly and Alexander Bitterling. And for Alexander and this entire crew tonight, this is Steve Beverly saying thanks for being with us, and so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.